live on KMZN.
HD streaming video via the No Coast Network at RadioKMZN.com and all over the world on the KMZN smartphone app.
Oskaloosa Indians football brought to you by Fairway, Mahaska, Oskaloosa Vision Center Incorporated, Clow Valve Company, Bank Iowa, William Penn University, Mahaska Drug, Swim Sports Awards and Screen Printing, Robert Auld Investments, Bruxford's Decorating Center, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Oskaloosa Area Chamber and Development Group, Hawkeye Real Estate, Kelly Style Insurance, Pella Printing, Petrito Orthodontics, Penn Central Mall, and Raymond James Financial Services.
And now, let's go live to Oskaloosa Indians football action on the No Coast Network.
Welcome in. We are live. You're looking live at Lacey Recreation Stadium. If you're joining us online on RadioKMZN.com or along with us on MCG Channel 7 in Oskaloosa, Emery Songer, Doug DeCock, along with our fantastic video crew with the help of the Oskaloosa Video Production Program at Oskaloosa High School. And Fort Madison, the opponent for the Oskaloosa Indians tonight. The Indians enter at 1-1, starting district play in Class 3A District 5. On the other side, Fort Madison 2-0 in the non-district. Good change-up for a team that went 0-9 a year ago. Doug, let's just go ahead and cut to the chase right now. Oskaloosa, a big win last week, 41-0 on the road against Grinnell, a game they should have won. They're looking to do the same here against the Fort Madison team that is very different than the team that they saw in Fort Madison a year ago.
Yeah, Emery, Fort Madison has a new coach this year, and evidently he's making a difference right away. You know, Oskaloosa, the first year they had a new coach, their program took some strides. So Fort Madison is a much better football team coming in here to Oskaloosa. They have played smaller schools, but that shouldn't matter much. They're gonna see an Oskaloosa team tonight, and I think they're gonna have their hands full with the Indians.
Yeah, they absolutely will. If you're looking at these teams, Oskaloosa the first 2 weeks lost here against Pella in the home opener to start the season 35-7. As mentioned, Pella's 42-game winning streak was snapped last week against Dallas Center Grimes on the road. And then Oski went at Grinnell, as mentioned, last week, 41-0, the big win. For Fort Madison, they took care of Davis County and Central Lee both at home, 39-0 against Davis County and 56-35 against Central Lee. Those are two-way opponents, but a win's a win is a win, especially for a program that didn't have any of those last year. Tony Schiffman, the new head coach here for Fort Madison this year, definitely has changed things. And earlier today, I had a chance to talk with head coach Jake Jenkins, and when we get to that or later on in the pregame show, you'll be able to hear he's got a lot of respect for Coach Schiffman and what these Bloodhounds are going to be bringing to the table. We got a lot on tap here tonight. Obviously, we expect a big crowd, a beautiful night for some football here in the early portion of September. So we appreciate you for joining us. We are going to go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we'll get to that interview that I had with Coach Jake Jenkins and the Oskaloosa Indians. When we return, it's Oskaloosa football against Fort Madison right here on the No Coast Network.
Our roots are here in the middle of America, where humble beginnings can grow into great opportunities, where hard work and high standards are the key ingredients to success, where honesty and integrity matter. We're proud of our roots, proud to be a part of a community that shares our values, and grateful to our customers for giving us the opportunity to grow.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the Dew.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
Clow Valve Company of Oskaloosa is very proud of all area students involved in any school activities. They know that being involved takes dedication and hard work put forth by each student. Clow Valve Company reminds you to support our area students in the various activities that they're involved in. School activities are important in molding young people into healthy, successful adults, as they are an important part of a good community. Congratulations to all area students from Clow Valve Company in Oskaloosa.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Lacey Recreation Complex, Oskaloosa, opening up district play at home against Fort Madison. Earlier today, I went over to Oskaloosa Middle School to chat with a science teacher there. His name's Jake Jenkins. He also doubles as the head football coach for the Indians. And we chatted about last week's win against Grinnell, about the football team heading into this game against Fort Madison, what he thinks this year's edition of the Bloodhounds. Let's go ahead and hear what Coach Jenkins had to say.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something.
Here live with Oskaloosa head football coach Jake Jenkins. Coach, another week already feels like we're into the full swing of things. First week of district play. Your team 1-1 coming off a great win last week. Let's talk about that real quick. A really good way to get into the win column. What did you see from the guys last week against Grinnell?
I saw us execute on all three phases of the game, offense, defense, special teams. I thought we got things going. A little kind of a slow start, in a couple of those, but we got her going. We got the ball rolling after a while, and I felt really good about how hard we played. And like I said, I feel like we executed offense, defense, and special teams. It was nice to be well-rounded. You
had a big quarterback battle all the way back before the end of the school year last year.
Yes.
We were talking about it. We really didn't know who was going to play until the week of the first game of the season against Pella. And the guy who didn't win that ended up, turning into a wide receiver, and Cole Henry, who caught actually your first touchdown pass of Seth Howard this season, looking like he could be a legitimate weapon offensively as well to kind of fill those holes of the Jack Moores, of the Ethan Keldermans, the players who just graduated last year. So what have you seen in that kind of rapport from Howard to your receivers, specifically Cole Henry?
Well, that's kind of funny you mentioned that. I was just talking to Jack Moore, actually. He texted me last night, and he was saying, I really like how you're utilizing Cole Henry. And I said, well, exactly. How are you not going to do that? So Jack's still a leader, even though he's not a part of the team anymore. He's still always be a part of the program. And he's absolutely right. We're excited to get him out there on the field. Cole is an athlete. I mean, he's not just a good basketball player. He's a great football player, and he's a good quarterback. And getting beat out this year, we were thinking, where could he really help us? Well, we knew right away he could help us at the wide receiver position with that matchup. And what I see from Cole going on, I see his routes getting better. He's cleaning them up. They're getting more crisp. And I see him going up with authority. His hands are becoming better. Not just he always had great hands, but he's going up with authority, and he's taking balls away from defenders. So Cole's really figuring it out, and he's figuring it out fast, and that's something we needed him to do because he's going to be a big part of our offense.
This week against Fort Madison, a team that really struggled last season. You guys put a big hurting on them at their place, but they have a new regime that is running the program, some young athletes. They haven't lost yet this season, so when you think about this team coming into Oskaloosa, they feel like this could shock the world if they're able to win this first game in district after going winless last year. What do you see differently from them this year than you saw last year?
Well, geez, first thing is effort. They're playing hard. They're together, and they're playing really hard. So their numbers went up. They got a new coach. The numbers quadrupled, probably tripled or quadrupled. They went way up in numbers, and their guys are playing really hard. They're excited. I like the head coach. I've talked with him now a couple of times. I actually talked to him last night. We touched base on the phone, and Tony Schiffman is doing a great job. So I think it all starts there, and with the excitement from the kids, and then with the numbers going up, and then you get a win under your belt, and you're like, okay, we can get something going here. And then they get 2 wins. They go, why not? Why not us? They've been waiting long enough. I'm in a lot of ways, I'm really happy for them that they're getting things turned around. But I want our kids to know that this is not the same team we saw last year. We need to take them very seriously, and we need to go out and take care of them, because this is district play, and it's just huge. So we are not overlooking Fort Madison. They are a good football team.
Who are a couple of players that you feel could be due for a big game, or if they do have a big game, that would really put your team in the best position to win?
As far as on our side, we always look to our captains to make big plays. Especially up front, and Blake Van Veldhuizen sets the tone offensively and defensive on the line of scrimmage. Jared Cruz is a little banged up, so he may not be playing as much as he normally does, and so look for other guys to step in his role to help out with that. Guys like Cole Henry, guys like Levi Fresquez maybe be on the field that we haven't seen early in the game yet. So we're looking to some of those guys to step up in a big way. And of course, offensively, like I said last week, Seth Howard's going to get things going, hopefully, with his arm and with his legs. And then I mentioned Casey Hill, and he ended up being the player of the week, and had a good game. Tyler Miller, too. So we have some weapons, but you never know where it's going to come from. That's what's so fun about our offense. Cole Henry got things going for us, too. So you never know. It's kind of fun just to wait and see. And we like to spread the love. We like to be able to hit them in all different angles and not really rely on one guy. So I'm looking for a bunch of Indians to make plays tonight.
You guys did have one of your best outputs offensively of last season against this team, so it'll be fun to see that. Coach, congratulations on the big win last week. Good luck this Friday night, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, bunch.
And as you could hear there, Coach Jake Jenkins confident, but he knows, and he's preached to his team all week, Doug, that this is not the same Bloodhound team that his team defeated 49-0 1 year ago.
Yeah, my kids came home one night. I think they've been using a little psychology on them and to get them motivated for this game. One needs only go back to last year to see a huge upset in district play. By the way, this is our first district game of the year. And last year it happened with Washington and Keokuk. A heavily favored Washington team was upended by Keokuk, and it very well could have cost them a playoff berth, possibly a wild card berth, losing that game. So you can't look past these teams. You got to come out ready to play every Friday night, and the Indians also are a little bit dinged up. So they're going to be playing shorthanded tonight, and everybody's going to have to step their game up a little bit.
Yeah, certainly some of the names you may not see that much of. You will not be seeing Vincent Ramirez yet again. He's still trying to get back maybe by the end of the season, but obviously a broken hip socket. The fact that he's on crutches right now is pretty impressive. So that's one thing. Jared Cruz a little dinged up. He is dressed, but we'll see how much he's utilized and where he's utilized here tonight. Tucker Nunakoven out once again this week, trying to work on some neck issues. And then DJ Miles, linebacker for Oskaloosa, they expect him to potentially be back next week. So he very well could be back next week, but he is unavailable for tonight's ball game. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we're going to check in with Coach Jay Harms. We're going to check in with what these lineups look like and exactly what these statistics mean as we get set for the kickoff. Oskaloosa and Fort Madison just a few minutes away right here on the No Coast Network.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
If your savings and investments are sitting on the bench instead of meeting your goals, call Timeout to examine your investment lineup. Your game plan should include getting some investment advice from an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 20 years of experience in Oskaloosa and southern Iowa. I would like to assist you with your investment strategies. Call 673-9448 or toll free at 1-800-444-AULD.
Experience the Bruxforts difference. We aim to provide you with the best value and better service than can be found anywhere else. After 36 years, we're still as committed to our customers and our community as the day we first opened our doors. Please stop in and give us a chance to prove how important our customers are to us.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge at kineticedgept.com or call us at 641-676-3535.
Mahaska County Ag and Rural Development is dedicated to the promotion and improvement of rural economies and to the development of both vision and leadership to enhance the quality of life in all Mahaska County. Recently designated as a home base Iowa community, Mahaska County and the city of Oskaloosa are now welcoming veterans and transitioning service members for career opportunities in the area. This also includes an incentives package created through Mahaska County Ag and Rural Development. For more information on how to support the Home Base Iowa initiative, contact Deanne DeGroot at 641-672-2591.
The band is getting set to come out onto the field, but before we have them come out here live from Oskaloosa, let's check down with the coach, Jay Harms. Coach, you're going to be roaming the sidelines once again for us tonight. And first of all, how's the weather down there?
A little bit different than last time we were down here, guys, against that, during that Pella game. But yeah, it's 76 degrees right now, very little wind. Yeah, conditions a lot different than what we had in that first home game of the season. But you guys have been kind of talking about the stats, and they come in here 2-0, and a much improved team what FortMadison was last year. But again, you kind of look at who they played, their 2 wins that they have in this so far in this season. But for Oskaloosa, it's kind of a couple catch games coming up, guys. You look at this one, the FortMadison team they handled very easily last year, and then next week they travel to Mount Pleasant, another team that they handled last year, beat them 30-13, and then they run into Solon, a pretty good ball club, the next home game after tonight. So these 2 games are important. The first start of the district, you want to get off on a good start. So let's get this first one tonight here against FortMadison.
Absolutely. We'll be checking with Coach Harms down on the sideline. Thanks, Coach. Doug, we talked about it. Let's take a look at some of these statistics real quick. Passing, Lennon Barker is going to be the starting quarterback tonight, and he's only thrown it 26 times, but 14 completions, and 6 of those 14 completions have gone for touchdowns. So he's averaging about 20 yards per completion. That's pretty impressive. The big running back, Alex Goley, averaging 8 yards to carry with 7 touchdowns already this year. And Chance Red Donald, who's going to be the leading receiver, 10 catches, half of which have gone for touchdowns, about 24.5 yards per catch. Those are impressive numbers. I don't care who your competition is.
Yeah, those are big numbers. It looks like some big plays they hit from Barker to Chance Red Donald. His 10 receptions include 5 touchdowns, so the longest of 55. So if you're Oskaloosa, you really got to pay a little bit extra attention over there on that side of the ball and make sure you have him single covered or roll somebody over the top, maybe our safety over the top, and shut him down. The thing is, they also have a good running game. Alex Goley is a good size at 5'11", 200 pounds. he can really bring it from the running back slot. So they can run it, they can pass a little bit, they're improved. Should be a good game.
Yeah, defensively, if you look at them, they've also intercepted 5 opponent passes, and they've also forced 3 fumbles that they have recovered. So they have come up with big plays defensively. This is just a completely different look from what Oskaloosa was looking at last year against FortMadison. So with that being said, on Oskaloosa's side, they did get things going a little bit last week. Seth Howard had a much better week throwing the football, looking really at Cole Henry, who caught the first and only touchdown so far in the air this season, but it was really the Casey Hill show. What a fantastic week he had against Grinnell last week, and almost 7 yards a carry after having less than 3 yards per carry in week 1.
Yeah, and that's something I want to look for tonight. I'd like to see Oskaloosa not have so many plays where they get 0 or 1 yards or negative yards. We need to try to get positive yardage on every rush attempt and eliminate those plays where we're losing yards, especially on first and second down, putting ourselves in third and long situations.
And that'll obviously make things a lot easier on Seth Howard and the offensive line, because you don't want to have to be consistently having to throw the football because you can't run. But if you can throw it after the run is set up for the pass, I think you're going to be in pretty good shape. As you can see, the Marching Indians of Oskaloosa are coming out there. They are going to be playing the fight song, the national anthem. We will take a listen into the national anthem here momentarily. But another important stat I want to give you, Alex Young, 2 picks last week, including 1 for a touchdown. The guy is just outstanding. So for those big plays, looking for Red Donald or anybody else, he is a guy that you'll have to look out for, and we'll see how Coach Jenkins tries to line up his team against what has so far been a high-powered Bloodhound offense here in 2017. I'd like to mention as well, this is a home game on week number 3. Our home game in week number 5 against Solon, like Coach mentioned, down on the field. That's going to be homecoming, and that whole week is going to be just fun, filled with all sorts of activities. We'll kind of allude to some of those. The King and Queen candidates have been released, and we'll talk about that a little bit. All 5 of the King candidates have some relationship to this football team or KBOE, KMZ, and the No Coast Network, so that's kind of fun as well. So before we go any farther, let's go ahead and take a listen in to our national anthem as performed by the Oskaloosa High School Marching Indians. Let's go ahead and take a listen into it right now.
Face the flag on the southern end of the field for our national anthem.
Well done by the Oskaloosa High School Marching Indians, a fantastic music program under the direction of Rich Waddington, and of course several people helped with the success of the band, color guard, hit, everybody as the Indians come and take the field. Oskaloosa looking to win their 2nd game of the season, following up their big win on the road against Grinnell last week. So we talked about homecoming a little bit, and the first thing that I want to say about homecoming is that Monday is my birthday.
All right.
There you go.
How old are you, Emery?
Guess.
I'll say 25.
Nah, you gave me a little too much. You gave me too little right there. Coach down on the field. Do you have a guess?
Hey, I was going to say that's pretty good, Emery. The night of your birthday is Powder Puff night.
Oh.
Hey, I got 2 kids coaching in that thing.
Yeah, actually, Tanner asked me for some offensive advice last night, so I have that. So Powder Puff Emery is going to be turning 27, actually. So 27 years old on that Monday, and I don't know how many people in Oskaloosa will be celebrating that as much as I was getting ready to say the Powder Puff game that is going to be happening on that Monday, and that is going to be following the junior varsity football game. So that's going to be really fun. It's always a fun time. The way they do it in Oskaloosa, it's just a big old party down there, and always a good time, memories that are made for a lifetime for the kids that are hanging out and playing down there. So we'll get to the Tuesday through Friday activities and also tell you who the King and Queen candidates are. That is in 2 weeks from tonight, so that's something we'll talk about. Coach Harms knows a few of those girls that I think are up for the Queen candidates as well. So now as we go down to the field, you'll see the captains for both teams going to be making their way to the middle of the field for Oskaloosa. That's Alex DeYoung, Tanner DeCock, Blake Van Veldhuizen, and Jared Cruz. On the other side, for the Bloodhounds of Fort Madison, their captains are Alex Gully, Chance Red Donald, Quinton Estrada, and Elijah Barnes. So those are the 4 guys that'll be representing the Bloodhounds at midfield. They've already done the official coin toss, but this is for formality up at midfield. Right now, one key, Doug, of what Oskaloosa has to do just to take care of business here at home tonight.
Well, I think they just need to execute a little bit better. Where this is the 3rd game of the year, so we talk about improving from week to week, and I felt like we did improve from the Pella game to the Grinnell game, but we still made a lot of mistakes. Although we did improve, we need to continue to do that tonight. The offensive line needs to make sure their signals are right to each other. There's not missed assignments. We're getting guys blocked. We're getting positive yardage. And I think everything will be all right then.
Honorary captains for Oskaloosa, Keaton DeCock and Levi Fresquez, a guy who, talking to Coach Jenkins, he thinks he's going to see the field quite a bit tonight. Oskaloosa, as mentioned, dinged up, and you'll see several Indians looking to plug some holes. We saw some impressive guys make cameo appearances in the ball game last week against Grinnell, so that'll be interesting to see. As the referee says, Oskaloosa has won the toss. They'll divert to the second half, and Fort Madison will be going from left to right and will receive the opening kickoff. So on top of that, we'll be talking homecoming. We'll mention also that during halftime we'll have another giveaway. I believe Hy-Vee is doing the giveaway this week, so we'll make sure to stay with it right after we go to halftime there as well. Oskaloosa hoping to have a good first half here, which gets everybody in a great mood for that giveaway as well.
You bet. Hey, one thing, Monday night, Oskaloosa defeated Grinnell 40, I think it was 40-0 in JV, so they played really well. Walker Newman had 170 yards or so rushing the ball, so Oskaloosa JV picking up a win on Monday night also.
Always fun to see the JV guys get out there and have an opportunity to do some work. With that being said, we're getting ready for the kickoff, Doug. Oskaloosa football against Fort Madison here live from the Lacey Recreation Complex. A beautiful night. Emery Songer joined by Doug DeCock. Down on the field we have Coach Jay Harms and, of course, the help of the Oskaloosa Video Production Program from Oskaloosa High School under the guidance of Kim Guile.
Emery, I think you made a great point earlier. With the size of these guys, 5'11", 6 foot, and 200 pounds, tackling is going to be a key. A lot of times guys like that have a lower center of gravity, and sometimes it can be hard to get around them or get underneath them. So a good point by you. I think that's something we got to watch for tonight, too, is the tackling.
Alex Gully's just a big old bowling ball. He'll be rumbling through the line of scrimmage, and we'll see that offense out. And in just a couple of moments, as Aaron Blom has it teed off, Oskaloosa kicking from right to left for our radio audience, and Blom approaches the football. We are underway, and it is going to be back toward the goal line. This is going to be Chance Red Donald, and he is going to bury his way across the 15 to about the 18-yard line. Good coverage by the Indians, and it will be Fort Madison's offense coming onto the field to start things off, wearing white uniforms trimmed in black and red. They got the red numbers on the front and the back, the black pants, the black helmets. Little side note here, they, according to Coach Jenkins, they had actually asked Oskaloosa if they could wear their white uniforms because the white uniforms for Fort Madison hadn't come in yet, the brand new uniforms, so they were piecing together several different groups of uniforms, but it looks as though everybody's out there in the same uniform, so they must have figured it out because Oskaloosa wasn't willing to potentially have a rule situation that they were unaware of, didn't have time to figure it out. So Oski wearing their home maroon uniforms here on a great blitz, little throw out into the flat to Red Donald, but short. That was a great blitz by Casey Hill, who really stepped up his game from the linebacker position last week against Grinnell.
Yeah, Casey's stepped in there, has done a nice job at linebacker. On the initial kickoff, Zion Mamoon was in on the tackle there. He's another guy to look for to get some playing time at some of these linebacker positions, and he's a guy that Oskaloosa is glad to have back.
By the way, Jared Cruz has started on defense to start the game. We weren't sure of that, as here is a little pick play for goalie, and he just couldn't pick his way forward. Good job by several Indians coming on and making the stop. Cole Craver among them, and that brings up a 3rd and about 12. And Oskaloosa doing a very good job defensively the first couple of plays. Can't get goalie or Barker going.
Well, a lot of times you can tell by body language how a team may be coming out, and it looks like Oskaloosa's got a little fire in their belly tonight.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side. Here's the snap. Barker back in the pocket, and he throws it, and it's dropped by Chance Red Donald. He had his man on a little post up the middle. Oskaloosa came with pressure with Tanner DeCock, rather, up the middle, and it'll be a 3 and out after Red Donald drops what should have been a catch and a first down.
Well, and Tanner had a clear shot in there. The thing he's got to do is get his hands up. He kept his hands down. He was able to throw the ball right past his helmet there, and that ball should have been caught for a big play for the Bloodhounds.
Well, they're in a 4 wide receiver set. This is kind of a weird punt formation. They snap it over the quarterback's head. It goes into the end zone, and then Barker just kind of punches it through the end zone.
Smart play.
That's going to be a safety. Oskaloosa is going to be awarded 2 points. We talked about, some of these teams have little interesting nuances to their punting game, and that time it looked like usually you'll see a quick kick like that around the 40-yard line of the opposition. It looked like they were lining up for Lennon Barker just to punt it himself. If you look at the punting stats on the season for this team, obviously you have to take a lot of punts with a grain of salt, but Barker's punted all 5 times, but he does have an average over 35 yards. So it's not as though he can't punt it. Center just didn't get it to him.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. It was about 3 yards above him, over his head. So,
and like you said, a heads-up play, not worrying about trying to recover it. Just get it out of the back of the end zone, surrender the 2 quick points, and see if their defense can do something with it. But Oskaloosa will get it on a free kick here. Coach, down there on the field level, how's the energy level for Oskaloosa? They look pretty fired up.
Yeah, I think I agree with you guys up there. They look a little more bounce to their steps right now that they got going here. And boy, we got an opportunity, to get a nice run back here and get a nice drive, get some more points, and really get on top early here tonight.
Looks like a little confusion here. Calvin's, we're not sure. This is not a common thing.
No, it works just like a kickoff, but instead of kicking off from the 40, they kick off from the 20. So you're almost guaranteed good field position here. You kind of see a lot of teams get a little creative as A.J. Nolting will line up to kick from his own 20, and they can kick it off a tee in high school ball, but typically it has to be held or you punt it from the 20-yard line in higher levels of football. Little fake quick kick here, which would not be a good idea from your own 20 probably, but
look for Tyler Miller to have a big night on returns.
Well, he is back there, and the kick is going to go away from him to Hill at his own 23-yard line. Hill cuts it up the middle, looking to his right. Now stutter steps, goes toward the outside across the 40, across the 45, across midfield. He's trying to turn on the burners. He cuts back. He's inside the 30. He's inside the 20, and he is going to score. Touchdown, Oskaloosa.
We got a flag down here at the 50-yard line. We're going to have an illegal blocker, a hold on Oskaloosa is going to be my guess.
Well, even with that being the case, Casey Hill, you talked about Miller having a good night on returns. With Tucker Nutikoven injured, seeing Hill really, he's an Ironman now. He basically could play all 48 minutes of the football game. And what we've seen from him offensively last week, defensively last week, and also in special teams now, this guy is just a machine that Oskaloosa can rely on, and he's only a junior.
Yeah, I should have probably said look for both returners. Either whoever gets the ball to have a big night. Last year we ran punts back, kickoffs back, everything back, and started that way right there.
Well, Oskaloosa's offense will get reps in after the touchdowns called back. Would have been 67 yards on the return, but instead it's 10 yards from the spot of the holding penalty, so that gives Oskaloosa the ball at their own 41. So we'll see the offense out there. Obviously, Hill would have probably liked that return, but a good pick-me-up for the special teams unit to know that they can do that, just have to clean up the holding. And now we get our first look at this week's offense, and the receivers we're seeing out there, Cole Henry, Tyler Miller's out there with Casey Hill, Alex Chapman, and then, of course, Tanner DeCock. So the defense for Fort Madison spreads out, lines up, 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side, ball on the far side hash as the Indians go from right to left. Seth Howard in the gun, takes the snap, fires a little quick timing route out to Chapman, and he steps out after a gain of about 6 yards to the 47-yard line. And tempo is a big thing for Oskaloosa, I think, this week to try to get into a groove with Howard at quarterback.
Yeah, and you can tell when he gets into a groove. You can just see his confidence and his rhythm when he's throwing. So I think you're right about that, Emery.
Whistles.
Equipment thing for Fort Madison.
Yeah, you can hear the coaches down here, guys. It's what you're talking about up there. Everybody's yelling tempo from the sidelines. They want to get going.
Well, they're going to try to outlast this Fort Madison team, it sounds like. 4 wide once again, 2 to the near side, 2 to the far side. The snap, Howard, another quick timing route. This one to the slot to Miller. Miller tries to bounce it out. He's got a first down, and his flag is going to come out.
Face mask.
Yeah, it looked like they got up around the helmet as he was thrown out of bounds. It was a pickup of about 10 yards, but even with that being the case, looks like we could be tacking on more for Oskaloosa after this one.
There's no way they're going to be able to play that type of defense. They were 12 yards off of Miller. He's just got to sit down. Howard's got to recognize that, just like he did, and hit him with the quick pass, and that's going to be at least 6 or 7 yards every time.
It's going to be a 5-yard face mask. They still have the 2 separate face masks here in high school ball, although it's only personal foul face mask at the upper levels of football. You can still have the 5-yard incidental face mask, or if you're pulled by the face mask, it's still the personal foul 15. So 5 yards on the face mask tacked onto the 9-yard pickup. Same formation, 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side.
There it is. Chapman just hit him.
Here's the snap. They're going to hand it to Hill right up the gut, and he's dragging half of the line of scrimmage with him, and he's going to get to the 32-yard line. A pickup of 7 yards up the gut. If you can do that all night, this could be a long night for this Fort Madison defense.
And they were 12 to 15 yards off of Chapman, so there looks like they're just going to play loose here.
Here's a snap. They're looking for Henry in the flat. He's got it. He's inside the 25. Just runs over the man trying to pull him down. On the near side, that's Shaymore Red Donald, the brother of Chance Red Donald. And Henry was not avoiding that contact.
Well, that's what I told you. I've seen Henry finish runs off, and that's what I'm talking about. He ain't afraid to do that. Little confusion out here. Uh-oh, referee goes down.
Umpire hits it. They're going to stop the play because the referee was on his back. Oskaloosa trying to go faster, and the Oskaloosa coaching staff, I'm sure, trying to
that looked like me stretching at home.
He looks like he's tightening up everything, even the lanyard on his whistle.
Oh, boy. Get out the way. So we'll have first down. Defense gets a chance to set up here. Still 4 wide. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to sit down, not allow Oskaloosa to beat them up top. And we'll see how that works out for them. As here's a handoff lost. Ball's on the turf, but Howard picks it up as it kind of shifted right off of the leg of the lineman right back to Howard in the backfield. But you can't have that.
Nope. That's a negative play, which I think I am going to keep track of tonight.
All right.
Since that's kind of one of my pet peeves through the first 2 weeks is the amount of, it's got to be at least 2 yards before I'm not going to mark it down.
All right.
We'll see if they can get it below 10.
That's the goal. 2nd and 16, ball on the Fort Madison 25. Here's another little out pattern back to the original line of scrimmage to Henry on the near side. And it'll be 3rd and 10. Coach, down there, did you see anybody knock that ball out of Hill's hands or just kind of slip out of there?
Looked like to me, guys, you just lost it. Yeah, I didn't see anybody touch him at all, really. I think the ball fell out before he really got into the line.
All right, well, it cost Oskaloosa a couple of plays here, and it's 3rd and 10 from the Fort Madison 19. Howard takes a snap, looking to throw, steps up, fires toward the end zone. Wide open is Tanner DeCock, and he makes the catch. They were determined, Doug, not to let him beat him deep, and they still beat him deep. And it's a touchdown for Oskaloosa on a 19-yard hookup from Seth Howard to Tanner DeCock, and Oski leads it 8-0 with the extra point to follow.
Nice protection by the line. It all starts up front. They did a great job. Howard had all day. Credit to him also to stay in the pocket and let his receiver break open. Tanner broke open deep in the end zone, and Howard hits him with a strike as the Indians march easily down the field here.
Blom on for the extra point. And
John Cena.
I think he was telling the band, cut it off. But in the NBA, you can't do the old
throat slash.
Yeah, no, that's a fine.
I thought it was John Cena, I can't see you.
I don't know why he would need that, but Blum's extra point's good. Oski leads at 9-0. We'll take a quick break and be back with the kickoff. Indians leading 3 minutes into the game right here on the No Coast Network.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
Business as usual for Oskaloosa against Fort Madison. They get a safety on a 3-and-out after the punt. Snap goes over the head of the punter/quarterback, Lennon Barker, and then just methodically moving it down the field. And on 3rd and 10 from the Fort Madison 19, a hookup from Seth Howard to Tanner DeCock gets Oskaloosa the touchdown. They lead 9-0 with 9:08 to go here in the first quarter. Blom to kick. He approaches, and we're off and running once again here, with Fort Madison watching it go through the uprights for a touchback from the strong-legged sophomore. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bloodhounds. Ball spotted on the 20-yard line, and the Oski defense make it the 25. My mistake. It'll be Oski's defense looking to try to replicate what they did last time.
Yeah, pretty good. Well, actually, if Fort Madison catches the ball, they've got a
first down,
30-yard gain or possibly a touchdown. With I don't know how fast that guy is. But
he's pretty quick. Looking at the Coach Jenkins was showing me some film earlier today.
Yeah.
They got some weapons here. Now
he was wide open too.
So we'll see. They do have 3 wide receivers, and again we're gonna have a stoppage. What's going on here?
It's like it'd be another 11 o'clock ending tonight.
No.
What is he? It looks like he's pulled the center.
He must have picked the ball up or did something, rolled it.
Yeah, it's at the 20.
Oh.
I thought I was right. I knew what I was talking about.
They thought it was
high school ball. It's the 20-yard line. Crazy. Anyways, 3 wide receivers. Here's the snap to Barker. Barker, not a whole lot of pressure, and he hooks up this time over the middle, a pickup of about 16. And the target on the play that time was Lorenzo Riles to pick up the play, and that's the exact same route they missed on the drop last possession.
Well, both of their receivers were open that time, so they're going to be able to run that consistently here. We got Silvers.
Going to need some safety help.
Yeah, there they go. They roll back a little bit here.
They do have 3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side. Here's the snap. Barker's going to hand it off, but flags before the play, and it is going to probably be an offensive penalty unless there was some contact from the defense. And we'll see here. It is. And it is an encroachment or a neutral zone infraction on Oskaloosa. The cornerback on the far side, Silvers, who is in for Nunnekoven, was right up against the wide receiver on that far side, and you do have to have that little bit of a bubble that is the line of scrimmage.
Well, and they've switched to a cover 2 now. They've dropped to 2 safeties. Jenkins recognized right away that wasn't going to work.
Here up the middle, and it is going to be the second back is trying to duck his way forward.
Makes it 2nd down and 2.
And it's number 5 that's not on their roster.
Nope. Ghost player.
I would imagine that's Diego Lozano, but I guess we'll have to get a second opinion on that. A pickup on a little swing pass of about 4 yards is going to be good enough for a first down.
Nice play.
That looks like Chance Red Donald on the pickup.
I really like the play call. Fake the run in the middle and then swing it outside. This is way better than they were last year.
1st and 10 at their own 48. Here's a quick handoff, and immediately in the backfield are the Indians, and getting chopped down in the backfield is the running back after a loss of about back to the 42-yard line. The PA announcer is saying that is Alex Goley, which would make sense, but he's listed at number 1, so I'm guessing maybe that white number 1 when they got the uniforms may not have been there, so he's wearing number 5 right now, so we'll have to make that adjustment. So Goley loses about 6 on the play, and it is 2nd and 16 at their own 42 on the near side hash, going from left to right. 3 wide receivers once again. Fake handoff, looking over the middle, knocked down by the big Jared Cruz. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 16. Oski leading 9-0, 7:42 left first quarter.
Coach Jenkins guessing right along with him there. He'd been sending the linebackers up the middle, and it was working. And that time he holds the linebackers. They drop into the hook zone. If Cruz doesn't knock that down, Tanner had a shot at a pick there. Good coverage by our linebackers.
3rd and 16. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Barker takes a snap and he rolls to his left. He's under a little pressure and he throws across his body. Has a man wide open. That's a great pass, and inside the 35, inside the 30. Here come the Bloodhounds cutting back and diving to about the 11-yard line is the receiver, Lorenzo Riles. And that is a huge pickup there on 3rd and long for Fort Madison, and a good throw against his body on the run by Lennon Barker. It puts him in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 11.
Yeah, they rolled to his left. They had 3 wide receivers out there. Somebody just leaked back across the field and was able to get open.
Speaking of tempo, immediately.
Yeah, we're going to burn one here.
Oskaloosa is going to call a timeout. Coach Jenkins not happy, and Oskaloosa does have a timeout, and they will call it. We'll take a quick break, but Fort Madison hits a big play, and they are in the red zone. Oski leading 9-0. We'll be back after this quick break on the No Coast Network.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
A little bit of a weird play as we're back here at Lacey Recreation Complex. Oski leading 9-0 here with still 7+ minutes left to go in the first quarter. But Fort Madison hits a big play. They had 3rd and 16 from their own 43-yard line and ended up hitting a big play down to the 11 in Oskaloosa territory. And now the Bloodhounds have 1st and 10 after Oskaloosa burned their first timeout of the game. Ball in the near hash, and they're going to come out once again with 3 wide receivers to the far side. A tight end on the line of scrimmage to the near side.
And Cruz is out of the game. It looks like Tucker Irwin is in there at right end for the Indians.
Yeah, Cruz is dealing with a little bit of a banged up body. As here's the snap. Barker, a little jump pass, and he's got his man inside the 5, falling down as he makes the catch. That was the tight end, and that was Quentin Estrada. He's senior. He kind of plays an H-back, and they're going to say he's got a first down at the 1-yard line. They have some nifty little play calls they've been making so far.
I like it. They are 100% better than what they were offensively last year.
Here's the snap, a handoff. Goalie just trying to power it in. Oskaloosa can't stop him. He is in. Touchdown, Fort Madison. Goalie wins the battle of the power fullback. You talked about it. He is 200 pounds at just 5'11" frame, a bowling ball in there, and he scores. And Fort Madison puts a 6th spot on the board. That's more than they scored last year. They didn't score any last year against Oskaloosa, and it's 9-6 with the extra point to follow here. Unbelievable start here as A.J. Nolting is going to line up for the extra point, a lefty. Snap, holds down, kick is blocked. And you cannot return the extra point in high school football, although Keaton may have had a shot there, but the extra point block gives Oskaloosa this 9-6 lead, but an impressive answer by Fort Madison. Oski will have a kickoff return coming after our quick break. 7:13 left first quarter. Oski leading by 3 on the No Coast Network.
For over 35 years, Pellet Printing has been leading the way in bringing your printing ideas to life with quality equipment, modern facilities, and a skilled staff. Whether it's a business card or a postcard, a book or brochure, and everything in between, Pellet Printing applies old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to deliver the finished piece you envision. And they'll even mail it for you. Call 877-628-4941 or stop in off exit 40 behind Ulrich Motor in Pella. Pellet Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Fort Madison scores on a nice 70, make that an 80-yard drive, and a big play on 3rd and 16 from their own 42-yard line. All of a sudden, it is 9-6 after the 1-yard touchdown run by Alex Goalie. This is not your big brothers Fort Madison Bloodhounds.
You do not see that very often. I'd be willing to say in the last year and this the 3rd game, you've seen that less than 5 times in games where teams just went right down the field.
20-yard line running up is Miller, cuts back. He's across the 40 to the 41 on the short kickoff by Nolte. A nice pickup of 21 on the return by the speedy Tyler Miller. And Oskaloosa again, identical field position to they had their first drive when they marched it right down the field. So both teams offensively marched it down the field on their last drive. Fort Madison didn't do anything. In fact, gave up a safety on a high snap on the punt on their first drive. So it'll be Oskaloosa 1st and 10 from their own 41. Coach, you're down there on the sideline. You're roaming around. What's the energy now that the Bloodhounds have put up 6 points?
Well, it's changed a little bit, guys. Yeah, the Mo's kind of switched over to the other side right now. I think all of us were kind of shocked how they were able to move that ball on us, but I don't know if it was just missed assignments or just out of position there, but yeah, that defensive set we had there and that drive was not very good.
Little sweep here to Hill. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more. Good defense and good pursuit as among those in on the stop that time.
Well, he's not on the roster, but that was a nice read there from this linebacker position and stepping up.
Well, we talked about it. They got brand new uniforms probably in the last 24 hours. So there's going to be a flag, and Henry is going to be absolutely destroyed by Alex Goley after he made a catch because the play was stopped. It's going to be, I think, a legal formation on Oskaloosa, which has happened a few times. Oski with that tempo in the high school ball, you got to get everybody inside the numbers before they can fan back out, even when you're playing tempo, and I would imagine that's exactly what the situation was there. So a loss of 5 makes it 2nd and 15.
And that's 3-4 penalties already once again in the first quarter. On our running plays, sometimes you got to just plant your foot and drive upfield and get what you can. You can't keep going parallel the line of scrimmage. And
whoever 17 is made a nice play in pursuit, though.
Yeah, they did, but you could see them coming, so you got to turn it upfield.
Howard takes a snap out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers to the far side, steps up, firing it deep. He's got a man. Chapman makes the catch inside the 35 down to the 30, and Oskaloosa hits a big play on 2nd and long, and they have the ball quickly getting to the line of scrimmage here.
Nice throw by Howard, a good seam route by Chapman, and nice hands by Chapman. So Howard could put up some big numbers tonight.
That's a 34-yard pickup on 2nd and long. You got 3 wide receivers in a bunch formation to the far side. Henry by himself in one-on-one with Goley. They're going to hand it off up the middle. Hill bounces off 1 tackle, gets inside the 30, still trying to drive forward, and they'll blow it dead after a gain of about 3. But you have a 5'11 guy in Goley guarding Henry, and you have it set up with this formation on the previous play, one-on-one. I'm sure they're going to take a chance on that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, they got a different guy out here on Henry now, but
no, it's the same guy. That's still Goley.
Oh, it is? Okay.
He's wearing 5 tonight.
So he's one of their athletes, so you may look somewhere else, and that's exactly what Howard spread it around. We got 3 different guys with catches already.
4 wide receivers, 2 to each side, fake handoff up the middle, and it's going to be a design quarterback run, but FortMadison was not fooled, losing 6 on the play. And again, 17 was in the mix. Among the others were Heath Honig, the 6'3", 200-pound defensive tackle, in there on the stop.
Not sure what happened on that play, if that was a busted play, or it looked like Tanner was bubbling out for a little bubble pass.
So now it's 3rd and 15, ball spotted on the 36-yard line. They have that bunch formation to the far side, and again, Goley versus 6'7" Cole Henry on the near side, one-on-one. Howard in the gun, takes a snap, looking downfield's got time. Now he'll roll out to the left, stumbles, now looks downfield, looking for Henry, fires it deep. Jump ball knocked away last moment by Chance Red Donald. You talk athletes, their athletes are making plays, and it brings up 4th and 15. And in a spot where it looks like they're going to allow Aaron Blom to go on and attempt a long field goal. This would be 53 yards.
And we talked about this last week. One of the stupidest rules, I think, in high school football, if the ball breaks the plane of the end zone, it goes to the 20-yard line. So why not try this?
Yeah, it might as well be a punt, really.
Yeah.
And you have a chance to get points.
Right, exactly. Good defense there by FortMadison. Howard bailed out just a little bit earlier. Would have liked to see him throw it up from the pocket there.
From the middle of the field,
short.
Blom doesn't hit all of this one, and it was probably going to hit the crossbar if it was straight, but it was a little bit to the right and no good. But as you mentioned, Doug, not a whole lot that goes wrong other than the stats for Blom, because that'll move the ball to the 20-yard line just like a touchback for a punt would be. So with 4:42 left in the first quarter, Oski 7, FortMadison 6, and the Bloodhounds see if they can duplicate what they did the last drive. I really like FortMadison's athletes, but having so many of their important players going both ways, likely to tire as the game wears on.
Well, it's 9-6 right now, and it is an extremely competitive game in my book. They can get open on the outside against our defensive backs.
Here is the throw by Barker, and nearly an incredible one-handed catch by Chance Red Donald. He just couldn't quite reel it in, and it'll be 2nd and 10, but so you have a quarterback who can throw it around in Lennon Barker, and that time a little high and still nearly reeled in by Red Donald.
Made a nice move on Keaton there. Keaton's got to keep his feet and stay with him, but FortMadison is creating a lot of problems for Oskaloosa with their athletes on the outside.
Here's the snap, a handoff to Goley straight up the gut. Not much there. In fact, nothing there. No gain on the play. Several Indians in on the stop, including Tanner DeCock and Nick Dykstra.
Well, they haven't had much success up the middle, but you have to at least try that to keep them honest. So I like their play calling. I think they're doing a great job so far.
They're going to move Red Donald to the near side now. 2 wide receivers there. Also the H-back behind the line of scrimmage. 1 wide receiver to the far side, rolling to the near side. His right, throwing it across his body, and low for Red Donald was Barker, and that'll bring up a 4th and 10. So Oskaloosa's defense does hold, and Oskaloosa will get the ball back. I mean, you never know this weird punt formation that they do. Looks as though the offense is still there, but Tyler Miller isn't going to be fooled. They're going to be expecting punt all the way. Miller standing at his own 45-yard line. They just look like they're in the shotgun. And Barker, the way they punt it, he takes the snap and kind of just rugby styles it quickly. He takes the snap, and he's just going to try to kick it away from Miller. It'll bounce before midfield, and then Red Donald is there to pick it up after the low kick. And it'll be Oski, good field position at their own 49-yard line. So the Indians, all 3 of their possessions have started on the plus side of their own 40-yard line, which is good news. Now they just have to try to, once again, like they did on their first drive, try to dink and dunk their way down the field with a defense that is willing to give them the short throws and try to not allow them to throw it down the field.
Yeah, and we got a little impatient there and didn't take what they're giving us. And if you watch college football, this is how Iowa plays, and the most successful team against Iowa the last few years has been Northwestern, because they will just take that 3-yard hitch route and 3-yard out route and get whatever they can, and they'll do it all the way up and down the field.
1st and 10 from Oski's own 49-yard line. Howard takes a snap, hands it to Tyler Miller, who's in the backfield. He gets around the corner across midfield. Flag comes down behind the play. There's a pickup of 4, but we'll check on the flag. Coach, down there, I know that you're seeing a lot of the line of scrimmage a little bit better than maybe we can. Oskaloosa seems to be getting in the backfield defensively, though. How's it looking from your angle down there when Oski's on defense?
Well, again, I think you guys right now, you're just, what you're saying up there, they got more athletes this year than what they've had in, previous years, and they're able to make some plays. Again, we just kind of shot ourselves in the foot. Here's another penalty against the Indians, and going to back us up again here, and so it's going to be 1st and long, to start off this series.
Yeah, Coach, the holding call is going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so that is actually going to be 1 yard behind the line is where they threw the flag, so it's an 11-yard penalty, and it's going to be 1st and 21 from Oski's own 38-yard line. 4 wide, 2 to each side. Ball on the far side hash as Oski goes from right to left, leading 9-6, just inside of 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. And Howard misses on the swing pattern to Tyler Miller, brings up 2nd and 21.
Well, we're not looking real hot right here. We got 30 to 35 yards in penalties already. We still got 3 minutes and 47 seconds left in the first quarter. That play right there was wide open. I think Seth thought Tyler was going to turn it upfield a little bit there because there was so much room, and Tyler probably needs to know that there was nobody out there. Get going upfield, and he'll get you the ball.
Yeah, that was a play that we saw in that first game here by Pella with that Avery Van Zee. Just a quick little hitch to him, and let him give him space to run.
Howard rolls, pump fake. He's going to reverse his field, go to the far side. He's got some space to run if he wants. Gets a big block, and he's going to get some yardage back to about the original line of scrimmage, a gain of 11. And Fort Madison's getting in the backfield and kind of ruining his rhythm, but he's an athlete as well, athletic enough to make a play there and make it 3rd and a little more manageable. They'll give him actually 10 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and about 11 from the Oskaloosa own 48-yard line.
Yeah, Oskaloosa was looking to hit a big play to Henry there again, but he was well covered. Tanner was open. Howard decided to run it there because Tanner was only going to get probably a 3 or 5 yard gain. So smart decision by Seth just to tuck it in and run. One thing we got to do is pick up blocks on the backside and not stand and watch. Go hit somebody.
3 wide receivers to the near side. Howard takes the snap, looking to throw, under pressure again, but escapes again and turns it upfield. He might have a chance. Across midfield, across the 45, and he cuts it back to the outside at the 35, at the 30 now, still on his feet, makes another move, and he's inside the 20 and goes down at about the 17-yard line. The athleticism showing itself here for Oskaloosa's new quarterback, Seth Howard.
Yeah, nice run by Seth there. He's pretty much taken the team on his shoulders here with his running ability in this drive, but you can see right here he's cutting up the middle. He's looking. I thought he had a chance to go to the house right there. Henry just missed on that, whiffed on that block. Otherwise, he might have had a chance down the sideline.
Bad news. Alex Goley for Fort Madison is down at about the 27-yard line. Tanner DeCock was kind of engaged with another bloodhound and kind of got thrown to the ground right into Alex Goley, who took that right along the thigh knee area and went down and hasn't gotten up and is being checked out by the Fort Madison medical staff right now. So first and foremost, obviously you hope that he's okay. That is a huge piece of this puzzle for Fort Madison. He'll be helped to his feet, and he'll walk out the field in his own power. Good news there for Fort Madison, and just to see a good young athlete who really stuck through a tough time last year as a part of this ball club. Coach Jenkins says he respects that player. I'm going to even say this on the air. I don't know if Coach knew I was going to use this or not, but I was talking to him about this kid, and he said I would vote for him first team All-State because he's got the attitude I want to coach. He's got skills, and he puts it all on the field, 100% of what he has every single week.
Well, he certainly has looked good here in the first quarter tonight.
Oski leads at 9-6. Back to play. 3:10 to go first quarter. Oski has it at the Fort Madison 16-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Henry by himself to the far side, and he is against a new corner with Goley now on the sideline.
Tanner should be able to hit a slant. It looks like they're bringing both linebackers here.
Here's the snap. Howard, there's going to be a flag, and the play clock's at 0.
Unbelievable. This has been a frustrating start to the 2017 season. We've
just taken a little too long to get that play in.
I don't know how many penalty yards we had all of last year, but
They did not get a penalty. Instead of the penalty, Oskaloosa called a timeout right as the play clock was winding down, so no flag. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. Oski in the red zone again, leading 9-6, under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter on the No Coast Network.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
Oski at the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from the Fort Madison 16-yard line. Oski just 1 timeout remaining in this first half, waiting on the clock to come back. There it is. 2:56 left first quarter. Oski leading 9-6. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Really playing press coverage against Henry there as Alex Goley has come back out on the field. He is now on the near side. So he's not on the same side as Henry anymore. They're going to just lob a fade toward Henry. Flag on the play. This is likely going to be defensive pass interference.
I think it's going to be the other way, guys.
Really?
I think I saw Cole. He kind of just pushed off when the ball was in the air. We'll see if I saw it right or not.
Shaymore Red Donald was the man in coverage, and they're going to talk about it. You very well may be correct here, Coach. Pass interference. Nope, it's going to be the defensive variety.
Pretty good throwing ball by Howard there, giving Cole a chance to go get it. I think if he had it over again, he'd probably make the catch there.
Well, and the reason they're going to give the penalty, I believe, on Fort Madison is that Red Donald's head never came around to the football. We saw last week on Henry's touchdown catch, there was hand fighting both ways, but both guys are looking at the football, and there was no flag thrown. So I think in high school ball, a lot of officials are, feeling like that's kind of what they talk about. Half the distance to the goal, an automatic first down from the pass interference gives Oskaloosa 1st and goal from the 8-yard line for the Bloodhounds. And
Tyler Miller is in at tailback right now, so we're using Miller a lot tonight at the tailback position.
Yeah, Hill being utilized on defense and special teams a lot more than usual. Dylan Van Leuven is out here to the near side along with Chapman and Tanner DeCock in the slot with Cole Henry one-on-one with Shaymore Red Donald to the far side. They're actually going to say it's 1st and 2. I'm not sure. It should be 1st and goal. I'm not sure why the sticks are still up. I won't ask questions. A touchdown will be a touchdown here regardless of what's happening. So they gave it a first down on the half the distance of the goal, but they didn't move the chains. So they're going to throw another fade looking for Henry. He goes up, and he does make this catch with another flag.
That's offense.
Oh, geez. Last minute, he kind of did the little...
I think that play before, that's where the foul was committed on the off or defensive foul is where the stick is. I think that it's outside of 5 yards. They made the foul at 7 yards. Then
but it should have still been 3rd down then, huh?
Yeah, you should. Well, shouldn't you get 10 yards?
It'd be automatic first down. half the distance to the goal or whatever they did.
I don't know, but this is.
But if the sticks are still there, it should be third down.
So there's 15. We're going to go for big numbers tonight on foul.
Well, and you got to give credit to Shaymore, Red Donald. I mean, he's hanging right with a guy that is, a solid 6 inches taller than he is, one-on-one. So it's still first down according to the chains. We'll just follow that. We'll follow along. We'll play along. Ball on the Fort Madison 23. Bunch formation near side. Howard rolls to the near side to his left, fires across his body, just wide of Tanner DeCock. It'll be second. And because the chains are still up, it'll be about 16 yards to gain. I don't really know what's happening in terms of where the chains are, but I can tell you that Oskaloosa's offense a little stagnant after the big play.
Yeah, the one drive we look good. We've had a couple nice quarterback runs, but other than that, this drive has not been pretty. Dylan Van Leuven now in at the split wide left.
In the slot on the near side is Chapman and Tanner DeCock. Henry one-on-one with Shaymore. Red Donald on the outside. They'll throw over the middle. Caught in traffic. Big hit, but it looked like DeCock able to hold on at the 10-yard line. That's a good catch in traffic and a big hit applied there by Tyler O'Toole.
Yeah, he needs to come out, too.
That was a big stick. Yeah. That wasn't O'Toole. Looked like that was Quentin Schneider out of the safety position. A sophomore just laid the wood, makes it third and about 4.
Nice catch by Tanner over the middle.
Yeah, he shook her off. He stayed in.
Yeah, he's still out there. 3 wide receivers again to the near side. Howard takes the snap, looking again for Henry. This time a back shoulder throw. He's got it. Tries to shake his man, and he dives for the end zone. He's in. Good individual effort there by Cole Henry. He gets himself a 10-yard touchdown reception on a great individual effort.
Nice job I'm telling you, Henry's harder to bring down than you think. There's a nice little hitch route at about 5 yards, and he just drags the guy across the goal line.
Got to give credit to Shaymore Red Donald for his coverage, but he was fooled that time. He was thinking fade again, gave Henry a chance to make the catch, and then Henry just used that big body to force his way across the plane and give Oski a 15-6 lead. Blom on for the extra point.
And good job by Coach Dow to call that play and recognize that.
Henry goes from being the pass receiver to the long snapper on the extra point play, and it's good from Blom. 16-6. Oski leads at 2:26 left in the first quarter. They'll be kicking off when we return after this quick break here on the No Coast Network.
On Monday, after the JV football game, you'll have the senior girls playing powder puff football.
Oh my!
On Tuesday,
we're not very good.
The senior boys will play powder puff football.
I think we're good. Here we are, 2:26 left, 16-6.
I don't know. I don't.
So what we have, Doug, first and foremost on that touchdown play is the big body of Cole Henry. This guy, as of like 3 weeks ago, competing for a starting quarterback spot, and he has adjusted really well to the outside.
Yes, he has, and he's gotten better each week. Last week he made a good catch on that, adjusting his speed.
And what's interesting about that catch is they started going to him exclusively, just with his big body on the outside. So with Blom lined up to kick, it'll be Fort Madison back to receive. Looks like goalie is back there.
Blom to kick off. Red Donald and goalie deep.
Here is the kickoff, and another good one. And again, it'll be Red Donald just taking a gaze at it as it goes to the end zone. This guy might lead the state in touchbacks.
I don't know about. There's a guy up in Ankeny that's pretty good.
Hey, he's got a big leg though, and this is not. Hey, coach, you're down on the field. There's not a ton of wind at his back right now.
No, there isn't. Yeah, he's just, the kid's got a leg. Would like to see him. He just needs field goal wise. He just needs to hit a big one. He's kind of struggled a little bit, but all of his attempts have been from quite a distance. So
yeah.
Like to see him maybe drive one through and get that confidence back.
Yeah, absolutely. They have tried a few long field goals for him, but that rule where it's a touchback if you miss helps out, I think. As here's a handoff, goalie fires up the middle, picks up 5, maybe 6 to the 26. Defensively, goalie getting going would be very beneficial for Fort Madison, but their passing play calls have been really crafty.
Yeah, Fort Madison's doing exactly what they need to do on the offensive end. I mean, they're in the ball game here. We're about 2 minutes left here in the first quarter, so offense is moving the ball.
4 wide receivers on 2nd and 4. The snap, they'll hand it to goalie again. This time he's stuffed, maybe gains a yard. And in among those on the stop, I mean, a pile of Indians. Blake Van Veldhuizen was in there. Looks like Dykstra, Hill was in there. Also, Keegan Mitz-Butler was in there, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 3. 100 seconds left here, first quarter, 16-6, Oskaloosa the lead.
Yeah, if they would have ran, okay, Oskaloosa switches up to man now with a single safety, but.
Here's the snap, fake handoff, and it's going to be Barker keeping it. Nice little read option. He's got a first down, pick up a 5 to about the 33-yard line. And they had you thinking up the middle. And again, not trying to do too much, but doing enough to move the chains.
Yep, good play call there. Barker taking it just enough to get the first down. So Fort Madison on the move again here a little bit. And if you're Oskaloosa's defense, you're kind of scratching your head going, wow. What are we doing out here?
Hey, but got to give credit to where credit's due.
Yeah, Fort Madison's offense is much improved.
Diego Lozano is in the backfield as a pass blocker, and just throwing it away is Barker as Oskaloosa again blasts into the backfield. Cruz in there. Jaden Van Rukel. No, my mistake. That is Cole Kraber, who came in on a linebacker blitz. So 1:17 left first quarter, 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line in Fort Madison's own territory. They trail Oskaloosa 16-6. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. And the one back, Lozano. Here's the snap, a high snap, a handoff. Lozano is met by the big boy. Big Biscuits, I believe you say
Big Biscuit,
his name is. Blake Van Veldhuizen.
Nice play by Blake there. Coming right up the middle. Blake usually requires a double team, and he was able to slice through there and get the tackle for the loss.
So with that being the case, that brings up a 3rd and about 12, maybe 13 from the 31-yard line, Bloodhound zone territory. Barker still in the gun, 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, ball in the middle of the field going from left to right. Hill on a blitz. They have him in the backfield, and Barker's got nowhere to go. He'll be sacked at about the 15-yard line.
Well, excellent team defense there by Oskaloosa. Hill stayed outside. He contained. He did not let the quarterback get outside of him and was able to force him back inside where he could get some help. And Oskaloosa, I think it's Van Veldhuizen, might be down here.
Yeah, I think he went to reach for the tackle, guys, and I think it's his shoulder.
Now we'll see on the replay. He took a tough hit on the turf as he reached for the tackle, and it was Dykstra and Hill who cleaned it up there. As mentioned, great team defense filling the gaps. But now Van Veldhuizen down on the field, and he sits up, will be helped up, and will run himself off the field. So good to see him up and moving. That'll bring up a 4th and 29 at the 15-yard line, and obviously a punt situation here for the Bloodhounds. And Oskaloosa, with 30 seconds left first quarter, leading 16-6, will get the football back.
Well, that's a good sign to see him run off, but I can guarantee you one thing. If Blake was sitting down there or laying down there, it's hurting. He's a tough kid, and he's had problems with his shoulder, so let's hope it's not a reoccurring injury right there.
Barker to punt. Miller
Barker gonna look in that little bit of extended shotgun position. They don't do the real long snap, so the snap is here, and the punt nearly blocked. It's high and short. Oskaloosa just needs to get away from this one, and it'll take an Indian hop and be down at the 34 in Fort Madison territory. Tanner DeCock among those in there to force pressure. And with 5 seconds left in this first quarter, Oskaloosa, the 16-6 lead, have the football on the far hash, going from right to left. As we mentioned, there's not a ton of wind, but the wind is blowing mainly sideways, so there's not a huge difference in sides of the field, and Oskaloosa looking to make this a 3-score game.
Yeah, the wind has picked up a little bit. It looks like the flag blowing almost a wind out of the east, but Let's see if we can sharpen things up here, cut down on the penalties. Good news, Blake Van Veldhuizen is back in there at right tackle.
Quick change up here, which will be the last play of the first quarter. Oski sees the defense, and they are going to look to the sideline. Got 5 seconds to get this play off. 4 seconds. Howard quickly back behind the line, and he gets it off right at 0 and right up the gut on a design QB draw, and he's going to turn it up inside the 15, inside the 10. It's a touchdown for Seth Howard. What a play design by Oskaloosa. And just before that play clock hit 0 to start things off, Oskaloosa on a design draw right up the gut for Howard, and he sprints for a 34-yard score.
Yeah, nice play by the Indians there, and that was really close, whether that ball was snapped or not. So Oskaloosa gets another one before the quarter's over, and that's going to be difficult for Fort Madison to swallow.
Here is the extra point from Blom. It's good. We'll take a short break this time. The sides will switch. 23-6 after 1 quarter of play. The second quarter on the way. Oski leading it by 17 points after 1 quarter here on the No Coast Network.
Penn Central Mall. It's more than a shopping center, it's the heart of downtown Oskaloosa. Located just off the square, Penn Central Mall has what you and your family are looking for. Need a last-minute gift? We've got those at Penn Central Mall. Need a little wardrobe update? Come see us at Penn Central Mall. Need a host site for an event or meeting? Think Penn Central Mall. We have tables, we have chairs, and we have the right amount of space to ensure your event is fun for all. Stop by Penn Central Mall to shop and stay to plan your next event with us. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
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 Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Back here live, it is 23-6. Oskaloosa with a 17-point lead, and Coach Jay Harms, you're downfield level. That's a good way to finish the quarter for the Indians.
Yeah, it was, and a long first quarter, guys. I didn't see exactly what time we started. It's supposed to be a 7:30 kickoff, and we got her kicked off at 7:30. That was what, a 50-minute first quarter.
Boy,
I got plans tonight, Coach. I don't know if I can handle this. Here is a quick kickoff by Blom to start the second quarter. Oski leading by 17. Ball received by Red Donald, and he is smacked at the 24, pick of about 19 on his return. But, Coach, you were down there for that score. I'm sure that was a big lift going into the second quarter for the Indians.
Yeah, you can see that bounce back now, on our sidelines. I think we've seen we can move the football against Fort Madison. Just defensively, just got to get things figured out defensively here because they've done some good things against our defense so far.
Really interesting stat thanks to Wade Steinloggy over there after the first quarter. 13 minutes of possession for Fort Madison in the first quarter, very reminiscent of last year when Oskaloosa only ran like 8 offensive plays in the first half.
Here's the snap, and right up the gut, goalie, nothing.
Goalie on the carry, dropped in the
DeCock, other DeCock, Dykstra all in on the stop, loss of 3 on the play. Maybe 4 back to the 21-yard line, and Oskaloosa's defense hasn't let goalie really get it going here so far. That's tough to say.
Goalie washer.
In fact, I believe goalie's not even in the game right now.
Who knows with all these numbers that we don't have?
I think it's Dawson Hunt. I couldn't prove that because, the numbers are off and little. In the flat, looking for the tight end, Quentin Estrada. Can't quite reel that one in, so it's 3rd and 14 from their own 21. Oski's defense looking to get the ball back quickly here. 11:21 left first half, 23-6. Oski with the lead. Bloodhounds going now from right to left, wearing those white uniforms. They're brand new, assuming that these are the new ones. They didn't have them this time last night. So some guys having to piece together new uniform numbers than the roster I was given by Coach Schiffman before the game. Is they're going deep, tight coverage, and Alex DeYoung makes the interception.
Not the guy you want to go at.
And Jaden Van Rukel was also there. It's the 3rd interception of the season for Alex DeYoung, and he just gets tried an awful lot because he's typically lined up alongside the go-to wide receiver. But that one is just kind of Lennon Barker saying, I can't get anything going. Just the first 2 weeks I've been able to throw it to this guy and had semi-success. And then he just launches into double coverage. Probably not the smartest idea.
Well, and Alex DeYoung is such a smart football player. I mean, he knows how far he can play off of you. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he has these receivers blanketed on these interceptions the last 2 weeks.
1st and 10 after the turnover for Oskaloosa at their own 43. Howard has 3 wide receivers near side. He's got Henry by himself to the far side. A little bit of a defensive change up here. It looks like they are going with one single drop back safety right now, are the Bloodhounds. Here's Howard, takes the snap, rolls to his right, fires, and the catch is made by DeCock, and he's going to be near a first down across midfield to about the 46-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down for the Indians. We were talking about homecoming. We mentioned Monday is going to be Powder Puff. That's 2 weeks from now, 2 full weeks from now, September 18th. Then Tuesday that week, varsity volleyball at home, and then senior boys are playing the Powder Puff volleyball, which I know, are your boys partaking in the volleyball?
I don't know. We haven't discussed that at home, so I assume they will be. They played last few years, I think. Which is always fun to watch. That's that blind volleyball where they put the sheets up. That's a good time.
It's kind of a good time. It's a little wild for somebody that's not in high school, for old-timers like us. 11:09 to go. 1st and 10. They do move the chains on the Fort Madison 46. Hill right up the gut inside the 40, and he is going to be tackled and brought down. It was Red Donald who lost his helmet on the tackle, had to come out. And that'll be a gain of about 6, maybe 7, and just torched him inside as Hill and Howard the last couple of drives.
Yeah, good job by the interior line there. Our center, Noah Van Veldhuizen, and these guys don't get mentioned much. Nick Coots at one guard, and then Brant Brown at the other guard doing a good job. Blake Van Veldhuizen was able to get to the linebacker and put a big smack on him to free Hill for about an 8-yard gain.
3 wide receivers far side. It's going to be 2nd and 2 after the 8-yard pickup. Ball on the 38-yard line. Here's Hill right up the gut again. He's got the first down inside the 35. Still fighting. He's inside the 30. Look at that pile move. He is going to be brought down around the 25, inside the 25 to the 24. That is a rugby scrum if I've ever seen one.
Well, there used to be a penalty for pushing guys. Coach, is that still a penalty? Or
must not be. I've seen that tonight a couple times already. The linemen go right to those backs and just start pushing away.
Yeah, well, I've seen it on a lot of.
They're pushing, they're pulling, they're doing all sorts of stuff in there.
That used to be a penalty.
Henry, near side. They have 3 wide receivers far side. They look for Henry. It's off the top of his hands on the slant pattern on a quick throw from Howard. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Fort Madison 24. Oskaloosa going to the air after the ground has been so successful the last couple of drives. They have Miller out there out wide to the far side with Chapman, and it looks like Dykstra in on the slot. They have Hill still at the back, and then to the near side by himself is Cole Henry. It looks like he's in one-on-one. No safety now for Fort Madison defensively. Here's the snap, and they're going to be a little sit down to Dykstra, who's going to get to about the 15-yard line, pick up a 9 yards, and that's just a real simple pass play, but you said it. They're trying to take away the deep ball, so that's going to be there for Oskaloosa if they want to take it.
Yeah, and they need to take it. I mean, we've got to be smart enough to read what the defense is doing and sit down and just take what they give you.
Here's the snap. Howard looking to run right up the gut, follows Hill. He's inside the 10, inside the 5, reaches across the goal line, and he's in for a touchdown. That's the 2nd straight time he's had a touchdown run on those design draws, and it's 29-6, 9:46 to go. Fort Madison's offense, especially on that drive they scored the touchdown, looked very strong, but their defense is being absolutely annihilated up the gut with Hill and Howard running the football.
Well, and credit once again to the interior of our offensive line. They're doing a good job tonight and holding up. So much, much better by Oskaloosa here in the last 3-4 minutes of the game with execution and cutting down on penalties.
9:46 to go in this 2nd quarter. They're going to have a late runner onto the field
Just
quickly.
Take the penalty if don't call a timeout.
Kenny Satimi gets in there. They get the snap, the hold, the kick on the way, and it is good. It's 30-6. Oski the lead with 9:46 to go in the 2nd quarter. We'll take a quick break and come back with the kickoff after this on the No Coast Network.
Hy-Vee presents Fan Appreciation Night at the next Oskaloosa Indians home game. Pack in Lacey Stadium on September 22nd to support your Indians and watch them crush the Salone Spartans. Hy-Vee is giving away a new tailgating package. Every paid entry gets a chance to win. The freshman game kicks off at 5 p.m. and the varsity plays at 7:30 p.m. Come see the Oski Indians versus the Salone Spartans game on Fan Appreciation Night, September 22nd. Presented by Hy-Vee.
Oskaloosa picks up another score with a rushing touchdown from Seth Howard, and it brings up a 30-6 score. Oski the lead over Fort Madison, 9:46 to go. Indians looking strong here, Doug. First quarter a little sketchy defensively especially, but looks like they've figured that out for the most part, and they do have that big cushion now.
Yeah, they sharpened things up here a little bit and playing a little bit better, which is good to see. I think I see Tanner standing, getting a little bit of concussion protocol down there.
Well, Coach mentioned that he got hit pretty good down there on that post pattern earlier in the first quarter, but stayed out there in the game for the time being. We'll double check, but the score the way it is, you may not need to worry about trying to rush him back into the game anytime soon, as Blom kicks it away, and again, they'll take a courtesy look as that one in the end zone. So he's gotten touchbacks, Doug, both ends.
Yeah, he can definitely. I don't know what the stat is on that, but maybe you're right.
I'll have to look into that. There might be a few other kickers out there that'll be racing with him for touchbacks, but
isn't that Pinniger up in Ankeny? I think's his name, the kicker.
Joel Lanning Country.
That's going to Penn State.
Joel Lanning Country.
Nittany Lions.
How about Iowa State? That's going to be an interesting game.
Cyclones in the upset tomorrow.
I got him too. What do you got, Coach?
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at Ames. I think, Iowa State's probably due to get one here.
I don't know. I think we're all on the same page there. Here's the throw over the middle, and that was close. Keaton was there as the throw was intended for Lorenzo Riles, but it looked like it was timed up pretty close. Here's the replay on the throw over the middle, and Keaton, right as the ball got there, made good contact and put Riles on his back.
But I'm cheering for the Hawkeyes.
You're cheering for the Hawkeyes, Coach?
Yep, I'm a Hawkeye.
Oh, okay. Not to get confused. You can hear the game, actually, on 104.9 FM KBOE with the pregame show for Hawkeye fans starting at 9 o'clock. Here's a handoff up the gut. We believe this is Alex Goley. We've been told by our buddy Dino, who's helping with the directing down there with the OVP students.
Number 50 on the stop for the Indians.
For Oskaloosa, now everything you keyed in on number 1 that you changed to number 5, now you have to change to number 20.
All on the 21-yard line of the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, good job by our defense there. 3rd and 9 now for Fort Madison.
Haven't had a lot of success running the football in this game, as there's a flag before the snap.
On the play.
We'll see what it is.
Blown dead.
And this is going to be, as the referee, dead ball. Another encroachment on Oskaloosa.
Offside against the Indians.
See something there, Coach?
No, I didn't. I was actually, Mr. Parker just came over to me and showed me that. I haven't heard your scores yet, but Mount Pleasant leads Washington 7-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting development here early in district play if Washington, who's ranked right now in the Radio Iowa poll, were to go down to a Mount Pleasant team Oskaloosa sees next week. That'd be interesting. Here's the snap on 3rd and about 3. Rolling out to his right now is Barker. Looks down the field, fires it deep, and right at Alex DeYoung. Did he hang on?
Another one.
He did hang on.
That was beautiful by Sparko. He's going to challenge that career record.
He has right now 4 interceptions in 3 games. Both games last week and this week, 2 interceptions each in the first half. And that one, I like Barker looking for the big play, but he could have skipped himself backwards and got a first down with his feet.
Yeah, not sure what happened to our contain on that side, but he did have some room to run.
That's just an ill-advised decision. I know you're down 30-6, but you can't get it all in one shot. And just throwing it into traffic like that when he could have just moved the chains, probably ill-advised. But whatever works for Oskaloosa, as they'll come out offensively with the ball on the Fort Madison 49-yard line. And they got 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Howard in the gun, takes the snap, looking to throw. Got time, got good protection. Now he'll step up. Now he's just going to decide to run, and he's going to run himself out of bounds at the 45-yard line, not taking a hit. He'll pick up about 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. With that, the score being 30-6, Oskaloosa the lead, 8:45 to go here in the first half. But the defense certainly, after that big drive by Fort Madison, has answered the call.
Yeah, it's things have settled down here. One thing that happened on that play, and I don't mean to be too critical of our players, but once Seth breaks the pocket and starts running, we need to work back to the ball, because first of all, you might get it thrown to you. The other thing is you can get in front of the guy to make a block.
Looking downfield, Chapman is there, makes the catch, and he gets hit and holds on. Ball is going to be spotted around the 19-yard line. The hit was applied by Shaymore Red Donald, but not before Chapman on the deep post makes the catch and gets into the red zone to the 19-yard line. A good pickup there of 26 yards.
Yeah, that Washington score, you know, Mount Pleasant's a game I've circled on our calendar as being a trap game or a
This
trouble
one,
game.
a low throw on the little hitch by Henry on the far side. Well, in the end, you have to go on the road. Anything on the road's a very tough challenge.
Well, I just felt like Mount Pleasant was going to be a good ball club this year, and it certainly looks that way right now.
Well, I don't think it's like any other sport, guys. You know, football or baseball, softball. You've got to go on the road, and you've got to win some on the road. And you got to be at home, and you got to just take care of your home games and steal some on the road. So that's a big game.
3 wide receivers, far side, and it's going to be Howard that design run up the middle. They'll make the tackle this time, but not before he gets to about the 11-yard line.
Near the 10.
And it'll be 3rd and about 2 for Oskaloosa's offense, deep into the red zone, leading 30-6 with 8:15 to go here in this first half.
QB draw has been wide open tonight.
Wide open
on every play.
Just following Hill through the hole. 3 wide to the far side. Henry by himself to the near side with goalie across from him. Here's the snap. This will be a handoff to Hill. He's going to get inside the 10. He'll have a first down to about the 7.
Hill on the carry, takes the ball down inside the 8.
Oskaloosa's offense just taking care of business. Defense has stepped it up after the big drive by FortMadison. But one thing that I can tell you right now, if you're an Indian supporter, this is what you want to see. All sorts of different plays working for the team. The deep throws to Chapman and Henry, and the runs by Howard and Hill, and then the defense coming up with big plays. That's what you want to see as it's 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. The snap, the fake handoff. Howard looking to get to the corner.
Good block.
And he'll run in behind the Henry block. Touchdown, Oskaloosa, 36-6. And with 7:36 left in the first half and the extra point to follow, the Indians are in control.
Cole Henry just does something right here from a wide receiver position that, you know, is deeply underrated. Watch Howard as he rolls to the right here. Right now, Henry's laying a block on his guy, and he's able to seal him off long enough to allow Howard to get into the end zone.
Not easy for a tall wide receiver to get that kind of positioning on a tough player like goalie, as Blom's extra point is up and good. 37-6. Oskaloosa putting it on the Bloodhounds here in Oski in week 3 to start district play. 7:36 to go in the first half. We'll be back with more after this quick break on the No Coast Network.
Our roots are here in the middle of America, where humble beginnings can grow into great opportunities, where hard work and high standards are the key ingredients to success, where honesty and integrity matter. We're proud of our roots, proud to be a part of a community that shares our values, and grateful to our customers for giving us the opportunity to grow.
It is 37-6 with 7:36 to go in the second quarter. Oskaloosa with the lead and looking strong. And Doug, I know your big thing is taking care of business here. That looks like what's happening.
Yeah, we've the second quarter we played much better football, which is nice to see. You know, sometimes in a season there's a point where things just start to click. We may look back and think that the second quarter here is where Oskaloosa really started making some strides.
Blom to kick, and it's in the air. This one is going to be returnable at the 1-yard line. And goalie is going to be taking it out and is met at the 14-yard line. They're trying to rip it out of there. He doesn't let it go. And it is going to be great coverage by Oskaloosa. There's a 13-yard kick return to the 14-yard line. And although that works for field position, it hurts Aaron Blom's attempt to try to lead the state in touchbacks.
Yeah, he didn't quite get enough of that one, and good job by our special teams. Our kickoff teams, when it hasn't been a touchback, have been very good. So
it's because of the touchbacks, Doug. You know that.
Well, special teams have been a bright spot for us. Other than he's kicking a lot of long field goals, trying them.
Yes, trying them. Here's the snap. Barker steps up for the Bloodhounds, fires over the middle. It's caught. This will be first down yardage. And a nice, he dropped the football at the end, but they're going to say he was down. But the man on the catch that time, on that far side, and it looks like Will Larson is the man. Maybe Trey Coots. It is Trey Kuntz, my mistake. who made the catch at the 29-yard line to pick up a 15. So quickly, FortMadison working in the hurry-up now. This is going to be a fake handoff on the play action. Rolling to his right, nowhere to go is Barker. Just trying to struggle back to the line, and he's going to be about a yard shy from that. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
Good job out there. We had contain on that one, and Calvin Silvers was up there on his guy, and in our end over there or outside linebacker, I think that's Zion Mamoon maybe in there, did a good job. I mentioned that we're going to see him, and he's going to help this linebacking core.
Our game of the week is on 104.9 FM KBOE. We'll talk about that in a second. Little screen pass out here to Red Donald. Red Donald up the field. He's got first down yardage before being tackled by Van Rukel. And that'll bring up a 1st and 10 as it'll be at the 42-yard line. So some more crafty play calling here from FortMadison. As you see the replay, just a little screen, good blocking, and that brings up a 1st and 10 for the Bloodhounds. By the way, PCM leads Albia 47-6 with 4 minutes left in the first half. In our game of the week on 104.9 FM KBOE. Couple of high-scoring games, I guess you could say, is bouncing outside his goalie.
They're blocking the back.
And there will be flags on this play. It'll be a pickup of about 5. Good effort for goalie, but likely, as Doug mentioned, to come back. So you have 37-6 here with 6:21 left. With about 4 minutes left in our game of the week, it's 47-6 PCM. You'll have weeks like this. The block in the back will move this 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, hey guys, a little check down here on the sidelines. Tanner DeCock will not play the rest of the night. Just kind of precaution right now to keep him out for the rest of the night.
He looks pretty happy about that.
They steal your helmet, so he gets some FaceTime when he's down there. You know?
I wouldn't be surprised to see him ask somebody else for their helmet.
Well, that's what she said. I had to take it away from him because sometimes they try to sneak out there if they got their helmet.
6:20 and counting here. Oski leading 37-6. 2nd and long after the penalty. Here's the throw across his body and caught by Kuntz. And he's going to have a first down to the 47. Man, Barker's taking some chances now, and that one paid off.
Yeah, not sure what happened with our end, Nick Dykstra over there. We had no contain on this side. Nick looks like he's dinged up a little bit. But once again, wide open on the outside. I'm not sure who's contained on that, but we got to do a better job of getting depth on the quarterback.
6:05 to go. Barker takes a snap, looking under pressure, and gets wrangled down. And that was a sack that time for Oskaloosa by Riley Miller coming into the backfield.
Good job by Riley in there. He got some playing time last week. He was not on our roster, but we apologize for that. I guess his parents and people were calling him the ghost player all week.
We can still call him that. I mean, whatever works. Hey, we are at the mercy of what the coaches give us, folks. I apologize for anything that we don't have, but that's just kind of how it works at this level.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys got it. I look at the program. There's not a 50 listed.
Yeah, now see, that's the home program, folks. Here's the throw, and that's nearly picked again by DeYoung. Trying to make an incredible play, beating Logan Allen.
If I'm FortMadison, I give up on that. He just about had another great play. I'm staying away from 11.
What do you have, 4 last year, that one game, guys?
He had 4 in one game, yeah.
And he just missed 3 right there.
And beautiful, we have 5:26 left here in the first half. 37-6. Again, we'll have a halftime giveaway to watch down there on the field. Or on the track at least. Here's Barker. Barker looking deep. He's got a man maybe. No. And he gets it. What a catch on the far sideline. Still in bounds inside the 15, down to about the 10, maybe the 9. A jump ball that time, and that time it was Logan Allen who just overjumped Van Rukel for the football.
Well, I think he overjumped Keaton there.
Oh, that was Keaton.
Yeah, Keaton's got to be more aggressive and go for the ball.
And what happened to DeYoung on that play? Double move maybe?
Well, it was a zone coverage, so DeYoung had the flats and Keaton had the deep third, and Keaton just laid back for the ball, and the guy went up in front of him and got it.
Here's a quick handoff up the middle. Goalie inside the 5. Look at him power himself. Maybe that'll give FortMadison a little bit of momentum here with 5 minutes to go, second quarter, 37-6, and they're inside the 5.
So FortMadison in business here. 2nd down and 3.
Looking to try to stave off what would be a running clock potentially in the second half.
That's one thing DeYoung does great is he goes up and gets the ball at its highest point.
Here's the snap. 3 wide receivers far side. Throwing across his body. Tough throw. And is that caught?
Picked off.
No, I think they ended up with it.
Yeah, he caught it. Red Donald caught the ball. Look at this replay. He just, with one arm, pulled it away from Jaden Van Rukel.
Wow, nice play by Fort Madison.
That was a one-hand job by Chance Red Donald. The left arm just stuck to the ball and just ripped it down.
A little Odell Beckham there.
Yeah, nice reference. Those one-handers. You're going for two here, Fort Madison. Try to take some chunks out of this Oskaloosa lead after they were no good on the last extra point attempt. Here's Barker. He'll roll to his right, still looking, fires over to the end zone, and I believe he's got Red Donald again for two. He does. So it's now 37-14, and Chance Red Donald putting on a little bit of a show here at the end of this drive. 4:32 to go in this first half, but Oskaloosa is still well in control. They lead it 37-14, 4.5 to go first half. We'll be back after a quick break on the No Coast Network.
At Pepsi, we think it's important to celebrate stuff in life.
Like when you text that really cute guy you met at a party on Friday, and he immediately texts you back, you celebrate with an ice-cold Pepsi.
Or your friend turns on the radio, and your absolute most favorite new song just happens to be playing. That calls for a Pepsi, too.
Because when you and your roommate order a pizza, and the delivery guy throws in extra breadsticks, no charge?
Break out the Pepsi.
Fort Madison drives down the field, a couple of big catches, first by Logan Allen on a jump ball down the sideline, and then what a great one-handed touchdown, ripping it away from Jaden Van Rukel was Chance Red Donald. And Chance Red Donald also picked up the two-point conversion reception. So Fort Madison get themselves back on there. Looks like they're going to blow this kickoff dead.
I don't think they put it in play, did they? Somebody was running in late.
Yeah, we had Calvin Silvers running in late.
But I also think
we've got so many guys hurt and dinged up that it's getting difficult to figure out.
Well, I think this is a penalty on Fort Madison.
Well, he kicked the ball without it being put in play, I think.
Offside on.
Yeah, they blow an offside. They do this fake quick kick, and then they line up real quick and then kick it real quick. They try to catch you off guard, so it may have been either of those things, but according to the referee, he's saying offside. So,
but you can't do that until they chalk the ball in play. The umpire does so.
And Oskaloosa also
and they
offset with the illegal substitution. So we'll do it again. Would have been 5 yards both ways. Instead, we'll just kick it from the 40 again. 37-14, Oskaloosa the lead. 4:32 left in this second quarter. Indians are going to be, oh, there is the quick kick, a little onside kick.
Good job recovering that.
Walker Newman.
Yep, Walker Newman.
Good job, Walker. That excellent play. You could easily turn your back on that, and that's a successful onside kick. Walker did a great job of watching the ball till it was kicked.
When I was in middle school, we called that chocolate. We did that once every game almost.
Yeah, I was going to mention, I watched you guys last week from Grinnell, and by the way, good job up there. And,
thank you.
And I thought Walker, when he came in the ball game, he really ran with some authority. I was very impressed with him last week.
He had 170 or 80 yards on Monday night in the JV game. He just 10 yards every pop.
Four wide receivers for Oskaloosa, ball spotted at their own 49 after the onside kick goes in Oski's favor. Here is a little timing pattern, but again, short-arming it on the low throw was Seth Howard. If there's a mistake to make on that throw, that's the way you want to make the mistake, because if you air it out a little bit, that's a pick waiting to happen.
Yeah, if you miss that to the inside of the field, if a guy gets a good break on it, that could be pick six.
Ask the Seattle Seahawks about that a couple years ago in the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Remember that?
Is that the play?
That's the play where they should have ran the ball.
Yeah.
Anyways, a 1 yard pickup here. Just miss a little inside. That's all you have to do.
1 yard pickup. I got to mark that.
Oh, yeah, it's not good enough for Doug. Hey, what's your tally at right now?
Well, we're at 4.
That's not that bad.
No, that's not bad. That's why I'm keeping track.
4:05 to go in this first half. 37-14, Oski the lead. They got 3rd and 8 from the Fort Madison 49-yard line, going from left to right. 2 wide receivers to each side. Howard, quick look back to the sideline. It's Miller in the backfield, Dykstra and Henry to the far side as wide receivers. Here's the snap. Howard drops back in the pockets, got time. Now he's going to run. He's got plenty of space. He's going to get inside the 45, inside the 40, and will step out of bounds at about the 39. And that'll move the chains with 3:42 to go.
Late flag thrown here.
Oh, didn't see it. Good eye.
We got a replay on that?
There's a flag on the play.
Let's see if they can cue that up for us. But for now, it'll be the referee's talking to somebody in his shirt. And they're going to say personal foul on both teams. And that'll offset, and I think we'll replay that down.
So that ends up hurting Oskaloosa after a 10-yard gain.
It'll be 3rd and 8 again.
To the 49-yard line, it'll be 3rd and
Or 2nd and 8. Should be 2nd and 8, right?
No, third. That was a 3rd down, wasn't it?
Was it a 3rd down? It was. You're right, because of the incomplete pass in the run up the middle. You're right. 3rd and 8. 37-14. FortMadison defensively, and it looks like we have a quick equipment issue that's being fixed for FortMadison, and now we're good to go. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side for Oskaloosa, again from FortMadison 49. Howard takes a snap, again's got time, fires it, and misses his mark wide to Chapman here to the near side, and that'll bring up a 4th and 8.
Well, that was actually open. I think Seth rushed it a little bit. Chapman doing a little out route there.
And that's the kind of throw you do want some air under.
Yeah, you do want some air under that, but he had a little more time to let Chapman clear out there in the flat.
Yeah, we also had Miller wide open right in the middle of the field, too.
Well, it looks like they're going to look like they're going to go for it, but I would not be surprised to see a quick kick here. With nobody back to receive, and that's exactly what will happen. Howard is a little dink. We'll see if he gets a good roll. Inside the 15, inside the 10, in the end zone.
Too good a roll.
3:18 to go here, and it'll be 37-14 Oskaloosa. FortMadison trying to do what they did last time with it. They'll have it at their own 20. We talk about homecoming. There's nothing activity-wise on Wednesday homecoming week in a couple weeks, but on Thursday, the big parade at 6:30 down around the square, and then a coronation at Community Stadium at 7:45. So, and that's the old Community Stadium for those of you who are Oski. What's the right word?
Oskiites.
Oskaloosaans. It's kind of like that part in Anchorman.
Yeah, you said earlier, old timers. I know.
Oh, yeah, the old timers. Right.
I heard that word, and I all of a sudden was looking around.
Oh, I absolutely not talking about you, Jay Harms. Certainly not. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Barker takes a snap. He rolls to his right, looking down the field, fires across his body. Low throw, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Jay Harms, you've only been in the community for what? Like a handful of years?
85?
32. Yep, I think this is my, 33rd year here or something.
Hey, got that ring. Got that state title. Got another 32 in you, Coach?
Sure.
Oh, all right.
Speaking of 32, Walker Newman's in there at linebacker.
Right in the middle.
He's going to be a good one.
Kraber on the blitz. Barker steps up to avoid it, but he is in trouble. Dykstra gets to him first, and it'll be a sack, loss of 5 yards. Oskaloosa, good job in pursuit. And with 3:05 to go in the second quarter, Oski with that 37-14 lead and looking strong. If you're looking for our game of the week, it's on 104.9 FM KBOE. And I think you've missed the game. It's at halftime. It's 54-6 PCM. Ugh. Well, it's a game, and it's a week, so I guess we can still call it the game of the week. 37-14, 2:40 to go. 3 wide receivers and trips to the near side for the Bloodhounds. Lennon Barker takes the snap. Again, a blitz for Oskaloosa with Hill in the backfield. Fired down the middle, off the hands of the intended target. Nearly had him. That is Will Larson. Pardon, that is Trey Kuntz. But it's going to be 4th and 14. So Oskaloosa a chance to get it back here with 2.5 minutes to go, leading 37-14. But you know, part in Anchorman, where there are hundreds of San Diegoites, San Diegoans, San Diegans. Yeah, no, I kind of feel that way with Oskaloosa. It's tough. Oskians. Here's a quick kick for the quarterback, Barker. This is a good one, and Miller can't track it down, and it rolls out of bounds at about the 43. So a good punt there for Lennon Barker out of that quick kick formation. And with 2:24 left, a chance for the 2-minute drill for the offense here.
Yeah, you got
one.
Go ahead, Coach.
Got one, don't we? Yeah, one time out left.
One time out left, yep.
I agree, Emery. This is a chance to work on something that you don't get a lot of chances to work on in game situations.
Husky's offense will have it 1st and 10 from their own 43, going from left to right. Ball spotted on the near side hash. Aaron Blom 0 for 1 in field goals tonight, but it was a long one, a 53-yard attempt going the other direction. And now Oskaloosa will come to the line of scrimmage. 37-14, they have the lead. Trips to the far side. One wide receiver to the near side is Henry. Howard takes the snap, and he's looking to throw again. Steps into one, and he's got a man over the middle, but it's picked off by Chance Red Donald. Red Donald across midfield to the 40. Howard gets run over on the tackle. Oh, my. And there's going to be taunting on, I think, Red Donald because he absolutely gave it to Seth Howard on the hit and then kind of stood up and looked at him while he ran off the field. Here's the interception, though. Just never saw him. This is kind of like the interception that they had against Pella.
Well,
It's a read he has, but he never looked at the safety.
No, but they're playing.
There's another penalty just now, guys.
Oh, that is a massive hit on the replay. Seth Howard was driven about 3 yards backwards when Red Donald made the hit.
Well, I remember playing for Coach Staten back in the 80s, and if you were a quarterback and you threw an interception,
you better make
the tackle. Now, I don't know that it's that way anymore with teams, but that was something that was emphasized. You better be the first one to get over there.
So, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Two of them.
On FortMadison twice, and they will mark off both of those penalties. Ball was spotted on the 30. It was a great play by Red Donald. You know, I might be a little old school here. You know, and forgive me for not feeling very, I'll just say it, liberal. But a kid makes a play. He looks at a guy, unless he said something, then obviously I can't speak for that because I'm not down there. But
he said something. I could see his helmet.
Well, okay, but just like you get technical fouls in basketball for looking at a guy now, and I know we're supposed to be respectful, but this is an adrenaline sport, right? Like, this is actually going to be moved back 30 yards from the spot, but basically erases his entire return, which, again, they make the mistakes and the referees have to do what they do, but I feel like as a society, and especially in sports, we have become quite sensitive to that, to the taunting. The NFL has actually got a little more lenient on their celebrations for this year. You can see group celebrations in the NFL this year.
Oh, boy.
I can't wait for that. 2:14 to go. FortMadison ball after the pick. Here's a little out route off the hands of Kuntz, and it is going to be 2nd and 10. But a great play by Chance Red Donald, and Seth Howard not only has to think about the interception, but the contact he received at the end of the play.
Well, and so let's go back. We had 2:20-some. We was talking about a 2-minute drive.
And then it lasted 2 plays.
And then it it was I would say a forced throw. I don't know if we had all go routes going there, but let's pick and choose down the field a little bit. We had enough time.
Nickel and dime. Kraber on a blitz, and he's got him. He's got him back at about the 29-yard line. Cole Kraber on that linebacker blitz. We've been seeing it almost every play. Coach, you're down on the field, and it seems like there's a linebacker in the backfield every play.
Yeah, we've been close before, and he's just, been able to get off. And, of course, that was a big sack right there, and letting the clock run here to save that timeout.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 20 here. 1:45 left second quarter. Oski with a 37-14 lead. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side for Lennon Barker in the gun. He takes a snap. He's looking to throw another linebacker blitz. A flag is down. He'll throw across his body short of Red Donald.
I think that's a holding against on the player trying to block Casey Hill.
No, I think they call procedure.
Oh.
We'll see what it is. It is a shift. Oski probably are going to, the Indians likely to say no thanks on that one and take the punt.
So we still got time to put one in.
94-second drill.
If Tyler Miller can get his hands on the ball when it's in the air, he can take it to the house there.
I think Lennon Barker's made it pretty clear kicking the number 10 is not in his agenda for tonight. He's going to do a lot of things. That's not one of them.
Tyler's an outfielder. He's going to go track this one down.
We'll see. Barker is back to punt, standing at his own 23-yard line. At his own 35 is Miller. This ball is going to be receivable. He runs over to the hash, makes the catch at the 35, turns it up. He's at midfield. He's at the 45-40, 35-yard line, and the flag's behind the play.
Should have been one here on the side. I don't know if you, here it comes, guys.
There it is right
here
there.
It is, yep. I had a good shot at that one.
We might play this punt again.
Is it getting chippy down there, or do you hear things?
No, I don't hear anything.
Coach, we didn't say you were old, remember?
I've just had my cataracts removed. My hearing, I don't know yet, but I can see okay, but not sure about the hearing.
Well, there's some hitting going on there down there now, Coach.
Yeah, they are. It's starting to get a little bit testy down here, but they're going to wave one off. But this one here, I thought
personal foul.
Should be. Yeah, they hit. Oh, they called it on us. I thought Tyler got hit way above the head here. They snapped his neck back. Guy went right up for his head and got underneath his face mask.
Must have been some late action there. They're talking to Coach Jenkins about it. That'll be 15 yards from the spot, so they'll keep the return from the end of the return, not from the spot of the penalty. So that makes it Oskaloosa football at the Fort Madison 48-yard line. 1:23 to go. This should be plenty of time with one timeout, leading 37-14 for this kind of faux 2-minute offense to at least get in the Blom range and maybe score some more points here. An opportunity for Howard to maybe get that taste out of his mouth after the pick.
Yeah, let's see what we do here. You look at how deep they're playing off here. Hit Chapman, run 8 yards and step out of bounds. Oh, he didn't go inside the numbers. There's another penalty.
Miller
didn't go inside the numbers.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's a penalty.
Yeah, he was shift. That's going to be a shift. But Hill on the, they're going to throw, and there's a big hit.
Fort Madison laying some wood out there.
Holy cow. And that was Red Donald again.
He's delivering some blows.
Whoa. How often do you see Casey Hill get knocked completely off his feet on a collision? There were 2 flags, one on each side, so I think both are procedures on Oskaloosa for either. I think it could either be a shift. Here's the hit by Red Donald here.
It's illegal substitution and a shift.
Oh, my
nice
goodness.
Hit. Now, he is going a little high.
It would have been about 10 yards and potential first down yardage, but we'll unpack the penalties. If it's 2 procedure penalties, you have to pick one. You can't take them both.
Maybe we ought to just go into the locker room with the 37-14 lead.
Yeah, we get the ball third quarter, but
and they're going to say a hold on the backside, so they'll take the 10-yard hold penalty.
Wow.
10-yard penalty.
So they'll decline that procedure call.
I think we're close to 100 yards in penalties.
Wade will help us out with that, I think.
Yeah, Wade is all over it down there.
Right here, let's do the quarterback draw again, guys.
You scored from that a couple of times.
As deep as they're going to be playing deep. They're going to drop deep. That wouldn't be a bad play.
3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Howard in the gun, 1st and 21 from their own 41. Here's the snap, handoff. This is going to be Hill looking outside now, turns it up, flag behind the play. Bounces it outside across midfield, and he is off into the races. Another flag, and this is going to be an all-for-naught run, I think. Touchdown Oskaloosa, but wait. Laundry on the field. Sorry for not getting excited there, folks. There were 2 flags, one basically at the point of the handoff, and then one as he turned the corner here to the near side. So it was going to be a 59-yard touchdown, but a couple of illegal blocks likely sprung him here, and Oskaloosa with 1:01 to go. Looks like they're going to be facing around a 1st and 31.
Penalties.
Do these penalties count as your negative yardage plays?
No.
Oh. So they decline 1 hold. They'll take probably the hold that's 10 yards from the spot in the backfield, so it actually could be close to 1st and about 34, 35 maybe.
Jeez.
With 1:01 to go, Oski still leads at 37-14, but this is not the last 4 minutes of the second quarter you wanted after almost a flawless first 8 minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, this is not a good way to go into halftime.
Well, Coach Jenkins probably is going to have his guys let them hear it a little bit here after this. So with that being the case, it's 1st and a while. Ball on their own 28-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. It's 1st and a solid road trip. Here's the snap out of the gun. Howard looks to throw. He fires over the middle, a little behind the receiver. That was Dykstra, and it'll be incomplete.
Chapman running wide open down the seam.
Brings up 2nd down and 34.
I talked about this week 1, I believe. If you got a quarterback that can get to a 3rd read, you've got an exceptional quarterback. Because most quarterbacks have their A read, and if you can get your quarterback to take the B read, because there's the C reads usually, I need to run.
Yeah.
So if Chapman wasn't a primary target in the playbook for a primary read, then he may not even have gotten to him. And it's going to be that draw. Here he goes up the middle. Flag on the play.
Quarterback keeper up the middle.
7-yard pickup, and then a late flag after the play.
Here's another one just got thrown.
What was that one? That's a personal foul, probably.
That's a dead ball. So both of these penalties likely will be enforced here. But if that's a personal foul on FortMadison, what are you doing? And if it's on Oskaloosa, what are you doing? That was so late after the whistle, like I don't even know.
Lozano on the stop for
Well,
the
I can tell you one thing. If we don't clean things up, we're in trouble next week.
Mount Pleasant's not going to be a rollover game. This game's not over at either. 50 seconds left in the second quarter. 37-14. FortMadison 3 scores down. I mean, that's not completely out of the woods yet.
Yeah,
and their offense has shown good things.
I think I had heard Mount Pleasant was still ahead 7-0 at halftime.
Wow. Holding on Oski. And then dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on FortMadison. So they'll walk off the hold, and then they'll walk off the unsportsmanlike, and I believe that should be an automatic first down, which would wipe out this second in forever situation Oskaloosa finds themselves in. But I've been wrong on things like that before. This drive started at the 48 in FortMadison territory.
10 yards marked off.
They don't give them an automatic first on that, so they walk 10 off one way, they walk 15 off the other way. Oskaloosa gains 5 yards on the exchange, and that brings up second and a little shorter of a road trip.
And we still have our one timeout.
Oh, that's good news.
44-43, yeah, let it run down.
40 seconds to go. Here in the second quarter, Howard takes a snap, looking to throw deep, fires it over the middle. Chapman is open, and he's got it.
Play.
40-yard line, 35. He's at the 30, and he breaks a tackle inside the 20. Tight roping the sideline, pushed out of bounds, and there are no flags this time. A big play to Chapman. You called it a couple plays ago, similar look, and they must have saw something upstairs.
Yeah,
went right back to it, and now legitimate chance now for Oskaloosa for points as they are inside the 10-yard line at the 4 after a great run after the catch by Alex Chapman.
Yeah, the defender for FortMadison passes him on like they're playing a zone defense and there's no help behind him.
There's only one safety.
Yeah, and he's wide open.
And as Howard, he wasn't his first read.
He looked him off. He looked the safety off to get him over to the other side of the field. Good job by Howard there. That's exactly what you need to do as a quarterback.
Oh, another flag.
Flag before this snap. We'll see what that is. It is a false start on Oskaloosa. So moving back 5 more. 24 seconds left in the first half. 37-14, Oski the lead, but looking for more. And it'll be first and goal at the 9. Ball on the near side hash. They were designing a rollout to the left, to the side where the 3 wide receivers are for Howard.
Yeah, we don't have our bigger running back in there, Hill. Right, got Miller at the running back position here.
Well, you're probably going to, it's Henry's on the short side of the field. I don't like the fade route to that.
No, not with a good athlete and goalie there.
Yeah. Just run a little out with a little crossing pattern there on the wide side of the field. Should be open.
3 wide receivers and bunch to the far side, including Dykstra, Van Leuven, and Chapman. You have Henry the near side and Miller in the backfield with Howard in the gun. Takes the snap. They'll still roll it out to that left side. Stops, comes back to the middle, across his body. Has Henry, makes the catch, dives for the pylon, and he's got it. Touchdown, Oskaloosa, the 9-yard touchdown pass. Second of the game for Cole Henry, and the Indians have themselves a 43-14 lead with the extra point to follow. What a drive that was.
He used every bit of that 6'7" frame to reach out and get that. Nice catch by Cole Henry. Good job by Seth buying himself a little time after he rolled out and found Henry for the touchdown. So Oskaloosa,
and now Henry gets to a long snap.
Oskaloosa came, what were they, something in 44, or how many yards they need to go there? That might be a record.
Oh, yeah, it was a while. Blom kicks it up and good, and that is a 44-14 lead, Oski by 30. We'll take a break, quick break. Be back with into the first half right after this on the No Coast Network.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
20 seconds left in this first half. Oskaloosa, after one of the more eventful drives, if you want to call it that. After the big play from Howard to Chapman, it goes Howard to Henry for the touchdown. 9 yards out. Oski's got a 44-14 lead with just 20 seconds left. Stick around for halftime. Big giveaway. They've been giving away, or they've been selling tickets for the giveaway. Sign up. Good donation as well. So we'll go to that, as well as the Marching Indians out there for their second show of the football season. We'll have that for the halftime show as well, coming up as soon as this goes to zero, so do not go anywhere. Blom tees it up, and the kick. And he's going to squib it, and it's going to be a bobble, picked up. FortMadison trying to get a return out of this. They turn it upfield, get to about the 35 before falling to the 36-yard line. It looks like that was Keaton Poe.
Maestro takes the
My mistake.
kickoff.
Romeo Maestro. Wow, what a name. That is Romeo Maestro, the 6'1 sophomore who got that return there. With 13 seconds left, what do you think FortMadison's about to do?
I hope they don't throw it towards Sparky.
Well, or do you hope they throw it towards Sparky?
Well, if I was them, I wouldn't be throwing it towards number 11.
All right, well, we'll see what they do. It looks like they're going to bunch it up and just count their losses and head to the half. Looks like they're going to line it up to kneel. Really physical into this first half, but that will do it. 44-14, Oskaloosa, the big lead. And for the Indians, I believe more than anything, if you are an Oskaloosa supporter, you're just looking to get things cleaned up. But they do have a 30-point lead at the half, 44-14. Let's go ahead and go to the PA announcer for our halftime giveaway.
Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, get your blue raffle tickets out. I'd like to direct your attention down to the track for the Fan Appreciation Night giveaway presented by Bates Funeral Chapel.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out and supporting the Fan Appreciation Night for the second night. Coming out and supporting the team, the band, the cheerleaders, the dance squad, and everybody else who participates this evening and the events throughout the year. This is my wife, Stacy. This is Addison and Dawson. They're the ones to blame if you do not win. But more importantly, we're pleased to present a check to continue to support. I graduated from Oskaloosa. Stacy did. We won't mention years, but graduated from Oskaloosa and pleased to continue to support all the activities for the school. So thank you. So the drawing is for a $300 Visa gift card. Surprised they're not fighting over this. Winning ticket is 3217390.
Ladies and gentlemen, now direct your attention to your 2017 Dance Dynamic team. They'll be performing their kick routine for your halftime entertainment. The team is led by captains
the giveaway is complete. Let's go ahead and get the Dance Dynamics who are out there on the field right now.
So phenomenal.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2017 edition of the Oskaloosa Marching Indians. Tonight's performance is based on the music of Gustav Holst's landmark composition, The Planets. It has been slightly more than 100 years since its composition. Tonight we present to you Mars, the bringer of war, and Mercury, the winged messenger. Is the band ready? Marching Indians, the field is yours for halftime performance. Let's hear it for the Oskaloosa Marching Indians.
The Oskaloosa Marching Indians wrapping up. We'll go ahead and take a break. Come back with the halftime stats. 44-14, Oskaloosa the lead right here on the No Coast Network.
Drumline instructor.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
If your savings and investments are sitting on the bench instead of meeting your goals, call Time Out to examine your investment lineup. Your game plan should include getting some investment advice from an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 20 years of experience in Oskaloosa and southern Iowa. I would like to assist you with your investment strategies. Call 673-9448 or toll free at 1-800-444-AULD.
Experience the Bruxforts difference. We aim to provide you with the best value and better service than can be found anywhere else. After 36 years, we're still as committed to.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge at kineticedgept.com or call us at 641-676-3535.
Halftime, it is 44-14, Oski the lead. A couple of halftime stats to look for. Our total yardage for Oskaloosa, 360 yards. Total offense for FortMadison, 130. That tells you kind of why Oskaloosa is winning by 30 points here as they take the field. But Doug, at the same time, FortMadison definitely looks much better than the team they saw 12 months ago.
Yeah, they do. FortMadison actually has 168 yards passing the ball, which is an excellent first half. But they've lost 38 yards on rushing, which is quarterback sacks.
Those are quarterback sacks.
Quarterback sacks. And
yeah, sometimes
so
that
forth.
Depends on how stats are kept. Sometimes those count against the passing yards, but that counts against the rushing yards. But if you look at their running back, Alex Scully, who came in as really got forced to be reckoned with running the ball, 11 carries, 12 yards.
Yeah, good job by the Indian defense against the rushing game and all types of rushing. But we have been a little bit porous, I would say, with our defensive backfield. I'm not sure if there's some mix-ups, but they've had some guys running wide open. We're having troubles when they scramble on somebody breaking loose and finding the open area. And I mentioned with our receivers when Howard takes off out of the pocket that we need to work back to the ball or find an open area. You can't just stand there and wait for something to happen. And a couple guys on FortMadison are very good at doing that when the pocket breaks down and the quarterback's scrambling, they are moving to an open area, and they're getting open.
All right, well, we got some scores for you outside of this ball game here. Ottumwa trailing Des Moines Lincoln 35-12 at the half. Grinnell tied with North Polk 10-all in Grinnell, and their district opener, that's in the fourth quarter. At the half, our game of the week, PCM over Albia 54-6. Ugh. Of course, Pella looking to bounce back after their first loss in almost 4 years. They're actually only leading 14-6 over Bondurant and Farrar in the third quarter, but that is a home game, and you'd imagine they'll get that done. Sigourney Keota got beat the first 2 weeks. They were mad. 60-13, they win over Highland tonight. It's a big win.
It's over?
It's over. That went fast. Yeah. Linville Sully already has defeated North Mahaska to continue their great start. Third-ranked team in the state in Class A, according to the Radio Iowa poll, 54-14. Sheraton leading EBF 14-12. That one getting into the fourth quarter. Moravia dominating Twin Cedars 60-12. And Knoxville trailing by just 5 to Norwalk 21-16. I don't think those are the same Norwalk Warriors we've seen the last few years. Pella Christian defeats Des Moines Christian 62-7. So it's kind of there are a few close games, but it's blowout city this week.
I'm a little surprised at that Norwalk score. Norwalk, we saw them growing up, all throughout the school years, and they were good. We actually put a pretty good thumping on them our senior class when they were freshmen, but I was surprised when they were ranked #1 in the state. But Knoxville is quite a surprise to me. They put it on Fairfield, and they've been impressive at 2-0, and they're hanging right
around
there.
Yeah.
So good job by Knoxville Panthers this year so far.
All right. We talked all things homecoming, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, and now let's get to the King and Queen candidates. A lot of names you'll know. On the King side of things, it'll be Alex DeYoung, Jared Cruz, Nick Ryder, Calvin Silvers, and Jaden Van Rukel. 4 of those guys are out there playing football, and Nick Ryder and Calvin Silvers are co-hosts with Cade Snakenberg on the Indian Power Hour every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and RadioKMZN.com. So be sure to tune in for that this week with those guys. They are King candidates. On the Queen side of things, Josie Bunnell, Maggie Fitzpatrick, Anna Jones, Haley Lashley, and Jory Vandenberg. Hannah Jones and Josie Bunnell have been huge athletes for Oskaloosa, especially on the softball side of things. Of course, help leading Oskaloosa to the state tournament. They were 8th graders the first trip. They were sophomores when they won the thing, and then last year as juniors in that third place finish for Coach Harms. So, Coach, you got a couple of girls down there that have an opportunity to be the queen this year. You got any odds on what they have against Maggie Fitzpatrick, Haley Lashley, and Jory Vandenberg?
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important, and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
44-14, Oskaloosa the lead. Sorry for the abrupt cutoff there. Coach Harms, you were talking about no turnovers. That's the #1 thing. But you've been down there. That second quarter was kind of grueling for those guys to be a part of, I'm sure. They want some energy here as they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and we mentioned that they're going to try to establish a running game this second half too, guys. Something that we haven't we did very well last week against Grinnell, Casey Hill, and they're going to try to focus on that as well. So
can't throw a pick if you're running the ball.
No, that's right. And again, a long first half, penalties, an hour and a half. to play the first half.
My goodness.
Hopefully we'll clean things up here the second half.
Yeah, we have several scores that are already finals. We can't quite believe it. And then you look at the clock, it's kind of like, my goodness, it's already 9:30. So Keaton DeCock picked up the short kickoff and ran it back to the 32-yard line. Oskaloosa has it going from left to right, leading 44-14 to start things here in the third quarter. Ball on the far side hash. The Indians come out with their customary 4 wide receivers and 1 back. It is Hill, the backfield, with 3 wide receivers to the near side. 1st and 10 from their own 32. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Hill, just as Coach had forecasted, and he's going to push the pile to about the 35 for a pickup of 3 yards. Doug, turnovers aren't good, but Oskaloosa also has hit a couple of big plays in this one. I'm more looking forward to the defense and seeing if they can keep FortMadison off the scoreboard, because they also hit a few big plays.
Yeah, they did. I think we're going to see a lot of different players here. One good thing that I see starting the second half is Blake Van Veldhuizen is back out there, and I'm thinking if there was any problems with his shoulder that they would probably have him out. So that's a good sign for Oskaloosa, but we'll see a lot of players here in the second half.
Fake handoff. Howard's got it. Little throw out into the flat to Tyler Miller. A nice little nifty play there. Miller spins around, still going, and he's going to be brought down at the 49. Pick up there of 14 yards, and that'll bring Oskaloosa to 1st and 10 near midfield.
Nice play there by Howard. He fakes fake option to.
Kind of like a triple option, except stretched out.
Yeah, and then hit Miller on a little bubble there.
And the 4 wide receivers. Howard takes the snap. He'll hand this one to Hill right up the gut. He gets across midfield, but not much more. Among those in on the stop for FortMadison looked like it was Dalton Mabius. So with that being the case for Oskaloosa, 2nd and 8 once again. And like Coach said, I mean, it can't hurt to have a heavy dose of Casey Hill here in this second half.
No, one thing we also want to get through this half injury-free.
Correct. Howard takes a snap, hands this to Hill. This is going to be a little stretch play. He's going to cut it up, gets about to the 45, to the 40, still running at the 35, dragging a defender, and will then go down at about the 27-yard line. So another nice pickup, 22 yards on the play. And for Oskaloosa, very important that you start seeing the sticks move, and execution is key with no yellow laundry on the field.
Well, nice cutbacks there by Casey on that run. And Coach Harms informed me at the break there that the referees mentioned that there was grabbing of the jerseys, and I think just like that play right there, it's okay to grab inside of the shoulder pads and the shoulders, but once that defensive player starts to go away, you've got to let go if they're going to the side, and I think Oskaloosa is having a problem with that.
Here is a fake handoff. Howard keeps it, but he's got nowhere to go, and he's going to escape somehow. Gets a good block on the backside by Van Veldhuizen, inside the 30 to the 25 and about to the 23-yard line. So he is slippery, and he's done a good job of keeping some plays alive here in this one. And with 9:56 left third quarter, Oski leading by 30. They are now knocking on the door of the red zone after the 4-yard pickup on the scramble.
Well, not sure what's going on with that play right there, but FortMadison had 3 guys surrounding Howard, and he's able to break out of there and get some positive yards on what looked like a sure loss of yardage on that play.
4 wide receivers. Here's the snap and another handoff to Hill. Bounces off the first hit. Going to gain a couple. So he continues to fight for extra yardage. It'll be 3rd and about 5 from the 21.
Mabius on the stop.
More often than not, I think Oskaloosa just likes to, would just really like to see consistency with this run game, because Hill found a way to just gash Grinnell last week.
Well, and see the linemen fire off, and I know we're a little undersized up there, but
there's going to be a snap, 3rd and 4. There's going to be a pass play over the middle. Nice reaching catch that time by Nick Dykstra. That pass looked a little wide. Howard hasn't been super accurate tonight, but his receivers have done a good job of trying to make some plays, and that's a great play there by Dykstra.
Absolutely, great catch by Dykstra.
And if you miss with that throw, that's the right spot to miss, because that doesn't give the defender any chance to pick it off.
QB draw?
Yeah. No, it's going to be a little handoff to Hill, and he's going to zigzag his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Oskaloosa, with 9:04 to go, third quarter, 50-14, and the extra point to follow, and we will have the running clock after the next kickoff.
Yeah, and a heavy dose of the running game, guys, on that touchdown drive.
It's almost like you talked to the coaches at halftime, Coach.
Yeah, I think I did. No, I just came up with that. I'm just so into football that I really knew.
Yeah, I mean, I've known you to be a very football kind of man. Is the extra point up from Blum, and it's good. And that will give Oskaloosa a 51-14 lead. 9:04 to go here in this third quarter. We'll be back with more. Oskaloosa about to kick off, leading big against Fort Madison here. Third quarter action on the No Coast Network.
Our roots are here in the middle of America, where humble beginnings can grow into great opportunities, where hard work and high standards are the key ingredients to success, where honesty and integrity matter. We're proud of our roots, proud to be a part of a community that shares our values, and grateful to our customers for giving us the opportunity to grow.
51-14, Oskaloosa leads here on the No Coast Network. You are watching us live on RadioKMZN.com or on MCG Channel 7 with the help of the Oskaloosa Video Production Program. All right, thanks to the high schoolers that are helping us out. Dina Landucci here directing for us for the No Coast Network. We have our board operator back in the studio, Titus Letzering, as well. Be sure to tune in for Scores and More presented by Bubbler after the games go final here on KMZN and on KBOE, 104.9 FM KBOE. And the show will start as soon as the game of the week wraps up. PCM putting it on Albia this week in the game of the week. Kylie and Brian doing that one. Is this kickoff the 5-yard line? This is goalie, and he's just going to take a knee at the 6-yard line.
Didn't see what was going on there. Oskaloosa coverage team they do a really good job in their spacing. You don't see guys running behind each other.
I think what he thought he was in the end zone. He just kneeled.
Oh, the yellow line's there.
Yeah, he kneeled like on the 8-9-yard line.
He thought that yellow line was the goal line.
Yep. No, 7. What is it? Yeah.
You're at the 7. Well, but that's the thing, though. They've just been watching the touchbacks. Like, they've just been watching them. So, like, he must have just absolutely forgot where he was. That is weird. Anyways, 4 wide receivers for Fort Madison. 1st and 10 from their own 7 after that interesting development. It is Barker. He rolls to the right now, breaks the pocket, looking to throw across his body, and just kind of throws it in the general direction of his receiver, who instead of coming back to the ball, kind of went the opposite way, and it'll be incomplete. 2nd and 10. 8:04 to go and counting here with the running clock.
And I think we got a penalty here on Fort Madison. Might be a hold.
I'd like to see Sparky get one more before he's out of the game, but
you want some stat padding?
Well, but last year, you know, he did get some balls that were overthrown and kind of cupcakes that came right to him. Not a single one this year has been that way. He has earned.
Well, he got a big assist from, was it Dykstra or Tanner
on the tip? Tanner last week, yeah. But still, that was a nice play to get his hands back to make the catch. All the interceptions this year have been really athletic plays.
3 wide receivers to the far side. It was a hold.
1st and 13.
It should be 1st down and 13 after the half the distance of the goal. Barker in the end zone, steps up, fires on the run, caught at about the 11, and then DeYoung German suplexes his man down to the ground. That's going to be 1st down there for the receiver on that.
Ivan Koloff.
Logan
German
Allen picking up the catch. Hey, that was pretty good for him. I think Coach Chase Weber might be watching this for Oskaloosa Wrestling and might get Sparko out for that. Not a basketball guy, so.
Well, he used to be. He was a pretty good basketball player.
Doesn't surprise me in the least. Here's a handoff to goalie up the middle, and this might be his best run of the night. He gets across the 20, and that'll be a 1st and 10 for Fort Madison.
Sparky actually played for me for quite a few years, and he's a very good rebounder. He's just like intercepting
just good positions.
Yeah, he just has an instinct of where the ball's going to go.
I think I prefer to watch him play baseball, though, and I think he prefers to play baseball. He is certainly a baseball guy.
Yes, he is.
3 wide receivers to the near side for Fort Madison. This is going to be another handoff. Goalie tries to bounce it out. He's going to turn it upfield, get some contact from Kraber, and fall forward for a gain of 5 to the 25. He's too good of an athlete to keep quiet forever. And he had some, just big-time games first couple of weeks of the year. As we're inside of 6 minutes to play third quarter, Oski leading 51-14 here.
Looks like Oskaloosa starting to run in some different guys here.
at least spreading it out a little bit. Here's the snap, fake handoff, little throw behind the line. This is to the leading receiver in the first half, getting across to the 31 is Chance Red Donald.
Yeah, and that play's been open all night. They should just run that and keep running it.
Red Donald made the catch on a lateral and then dives forward for first down yardage on the pickup of 6. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 31. Here's the snap. This is going to be a handoff goalie right up the gut, and he's going to bounce outside across the 40. He's going to get pushed out by Van Rukel at the 47-yard line. I said it, Doug. He's just too good an athlete to keep down forever. And with Oskaloosa leading this much, you wonder if they're going to kind of take the foot off the gas pedal in terms of up the middle. You talked about it. Nate Van Veldhuizen not in the game. Not that there's a need for him to be there. Blake Van Veldhuizen.
Nate will be out here tomorrow night.
And I was talking about Nate to Coach Hafner yesterday, so my mistake. Family. Anywho, here is the snap on 1st and 10, and getting to about the 50 here.
Good pursuit by Law. I think that is number 75 coming from the backside.
It is Alex Labrecht, indeed.
Yeah, nice play.
FortMadison going with some tempo here. 4:30 to go in this third quarter, 51-14. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side. Snap. And
there it is.
The same thing to Red Donald here to the near side this time. Gets a missed tackle, another missed tackle, and he's down to the sideline. Oh, look at him run into Van Rukel.
And Van Rukel laid a pretty good blow on him there.
Yeah, that's a nice piece of contact, but this guy just does not avoid contact.
That's the play I'm talking about. They need to just keep running that.
He just lowers that shoulder and just says, there's nowhere to go, let's go. And Van Rukel and him that is a big boy collision.
Yeah, you see that guy coming, you better be ready to take a blow.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side, and here is Barker rolling to the right, fires it into the sideline out of play. That's going to be a legal way to dispose of the football. Out of the pocket and past the line of scrimmage. No intentional grounding. 3:30 to go in this third quarter with the running clock. Oski leading to 51-14. If FortMadison gets this under 35, it will no longer be the running clock. In basketball, you have to get it inside of 25 because, you know, the score changes a lot more frequently for the clock to stop running. As 3 wide receivers to the far side, Barker fires it back over the middle to the tight end. Making the catch there is Quentin Estrada. And it'll be it is going to be 3rd down and about 4 from the 21-yard line in Oski territory. Oski leading 51-14 inside of 3 minutes to play third quarter. Trips again to the far side, goalie in the backfield. In the gun, Lennon Barker hands it to goalie. Lost the ball. And it's going to be picked up. And Calvin Silvers will have something to talk about on the Indian Power Hour tomorrow as he picks up, looks like, we'll see here on the replay if goalie had it punched out. This looks like Casey Hill kind of got his hand on him, and it kind of started to squirt out before he got through the hole. But the ball made it all the way through the hole pretty much untouched, and Silvers was able just to fall on it, give Oski the ball at their own 16-yard line.
Yeah, I'm going to interrupt you here. Emery, we're bringing in our second team offense right now.
Probably a good move, huh?
Well, as we've talked about, this is a time to show you can play.
Cole Henry goes from being a receiver to now calling the shots as the QB. So, yeah, the entire new second team, good eyes there, Coach. Henry back in the gun with 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Takes the snap, and he'll hand it to Tyler Miller. He bounces it outside. He's across the 20 to about the 25 before being brought down. It'll be a gain of 10-ish, 9 or 10, probably 2nd and short.
Yeah, I was going to mention, guys, you know, during our game, the first half especially, man, we had another great crowd turned out. A few have left probably home watching us on TV the second half because of the score, but man, a really nice crowd here again tonight.
Absolutely, Coach, and there's a 2-yard gain for a first down here.
Miller on the carry, picks up the first down.
That'll bring up a 1st and 10 for Oskaloosa. The running clock has it at 1:15 and counting here.
Just got an update from our athletic director that Mount Pleasant and Washington are tied in the 4th quarter. Of course, Oskaloosa goes to Mount Pleasant next week. 7-7 in the 4th.
Here's going to be a quick throw to the outside. Catch at the 35. Tackle is made after a pick of about 8 yards. And that looks like Cody Gunn out there in the flat making the catch.
A really nice throw from Cole Henry out there in the left flat. tell you, having that 6'7" height is a huge advantage.
Second and about a yard and a half. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Miller, not much of an in-between the tackles guy. There's going to be a flag right in the middle of everything there, but it looked like he had first down yardage. We'll check on the penalty here as we have 30 seconds left in this third quarter.
Flag on the play.
Talking about it.
You guys up there, you got a good shot of it. Look at that moon over there. Isn't that something, guys? What a great Friday night here to be out here at Lacey and at this football game and be able to see something like that.
Five-yard face mask gets walked off. If I was a photographer, I'd just be looking for all sorts of shots over here. It is just a beautiful night for football, and that'll do it for our third quarter. There's a good shot of the moon. Good job by the OVP program taking care of us, and we're going to leave you on the third quarter with that. We'll take a short break. Fourth quarter coming up. Running clock. Oski leads Fort Madison 51-14 here on the No Coast Network.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
For over 35 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in bringing your printing ideas to life with quality equipment, modern facilities, and a skilled staff. Whether it's a business card or a postcard, a book or brochure, and everything in between, Pella Printing applies old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to deliver the finished piece you envision. And they'll even mail it for you. Call 877-628-4941 or stop in off exit 40 behind Ulrich Motor in Pella. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Lead.
And another quarterback in now.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to pull Cole Henry, keep him healthy. And it looks like Aaron Blum's going to get some fourth quarter reps. He's going to fake the handoff and keep it himself. And then he's going to do the same thing Howard did last quarter, get it to Van Leuven on the outside. Makes a man miss. He's inside the 40, and he's going to be brought down. A touchdown-saving tackle at the 32-yard line. I believe that was Chance Red Donald saving the touchdown, but that's the same play we saw with Howard last quarter.
Yeah, that's a nice little play. You're right, Emery. That's the same play we saw. I did get a chance to see Aaron Blum quarterback on Monday in the JV game. He's got pretty good quickness. He's got good size. And look for him to maybe run the ball. You might see one of those quarterback draws like Howard ran.
Yeah, he's a quick guy. He's a soccer player by nature. Big leg, obviously, as he takes the snap, hands this one to Miller, goes in between the guard and tackle, turns it upfield inside the 20, inside the 15, still running hard. Flag comes down. He'll escape and go all the way to the end zone, but we'll have to check on the flag behind the penalty.
I think it might have been a face mask, but I'm not sure.
They've been calling a lot of those tonight.
Well, I don't even see another Oski guy around there.
We'll see. What a run. I talk about him not being a between the tackles guy, but my goodness, that was a run.
Oh, he's got some
Yeah,
power.
there's I believe the official that threw that, the back judge threw the flag, and there was some helmet contact right when he threw the flag. So I think you're right, Coach. This is, I believe, another face mask. And they're going to give him the personal foul variety.
Against the Bloodhounds.
So the touchdown should stand here, and it does. What a run by Tyler Miller. A touchdown. Wow.
Was that an unsportsmanlike signal?
No, that was a personal foul.
Yeah, but afterwards he waved his arm up and down like this.
Oh, I don't know.
I wonder if it was up to by the head again, you know, one of those high hits. We've kind of seen about 3 of those tonight.
Could be. Would that be administered on the kickoff?
Yeah, they're going to do it on the kick.
Maybe that's what that meant. The old dolphin flip.
The dolphin flip? Flipper at referee tonight. Extra point from Blom. Goes from QB to kicker, and it's good. Make it 58-14, Oskaloosa rolling. We'll take a quick break. Oski, 10:24 left to salt away on a big win to start district play here on the No Coast Network.
Our roots are here in the middle of America, where humble beginnings can grow into great opportunities, where hard work and high standards are the key ingredients to success, where honesty and integrity matter. We're proud of our roots, proud to be a part of a community that shares our values, and grateful to our customers for giving us the opportunity to grow.
10:24 left, fourth quarter. Oskaloosa leading big, 58-14. Fort Madison definitely a much improved team from last year, but Oskaloosa looking like they are improved as well. Looking to move to 2-1 and start district play in District 5 of Class 3A. 1-0. Aaron Blom has it. Teed up at the 45 in Fort Madison territory. A good way to pad those touchback stats as the face mask, personal foul face mask, moves it on the kickoff. 15 yards in Oskaloosa's favor.
Good job by the second string offense getting in there and executing.
How about Tyler Miller? He's not second string talent, I can tell you that. This is a line drive straight through the back of the end zone. Blom, I think, aiming for that play clock to see if he can break it with how Oskaloosa feels about it probably at this juncture of the season.
No, he was actually aiming for the cannon to have it go off.
Ah. Coach, you going to stand in front of that, try to bring that one down if the cannon shoots the football out?
I was letting Dave Guile do that. Dave does a nice job down there.
Oh, all right.
Cannon.
We missed out on that cannon up here in the box.
We can hear it.
Yeah, I guess I never even thought about what that noise was.
It's just a loud boom. 58-14, Oski with the lead. 10:24 to go. Ball for Fort Madison on their own 20-yard line. High snap. Oh, what a one-handed snag there. And then firing it deep down the field, one-on-one, and that's going to be incomplete. Van Rukel, good positioning there as they were looking down the field. The intended target that time was Lorenzo Riles, but did you see that catch on the snap by Barker? Just kind of threw that paw up there and it stuck in there.
Yeah, looks like Sparky's night is over. Good job by Alex DeYoung with two INTs, and he's going to take a seat on the sidelines.
Running clock still in effect. Got a couple of snakes out there at cornerback now. As here's the snap, a handoff. Here is Gully. Gully runs through a couple of tacklers and then getting drugged down from behind after a pickup of 12. It looks as though the man on the stop there for Oskaloosa was Shane Hoven. It's a heavy duty run right there for Gully, and he'll get a chance to kind of rack up some yardage here. 1st and 10 at their own 32 for the Bloodhounds with 9:15 and counting to go here.
Tommy Kuhn in there at middle linebacker.
Barker in the gun. Starter still out there for Fort Madison, just trying to get something going here. Back, has time, fires over the head and off the hands of Jaden Van Rukel. It was over the head of the intended target, Chance Red Donald, but Van Rukel had a chance to pick it off. I don't think he was anticipating it not being tipped before he got a chance to get to it.
Yeah, if he would have been able to pull that in, that would have been 6 the other way. Clock is running, so we're catching up on our time here, Emery.
8:42. Be sure to stay locked in for Scores and More presented by Bubbler. Our game of the week is now a final. Big win for PCM over Albie to start their district play as trips to the far side. Barker a little slant, caught, and look at just the power running from Chance Red Donald. I don't know if we're going to see a more physical player than we have seen in this guy.
Yeah, Keaton was on the receiving end of that one, but good job by Keaton to get him down. And Keaton's 155 pounds, so that's a major blow coming his way, and he was able to take him down. So good job by Keaton sticking his head in there. Not literally sticking his head, his shoulder pads.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's bad form, Doug.
Yeah, we don't want to be doing that.
Clock running. 7:55 left here in this fourth quarter. 58-14, Oski the lead. 3 wide receivers to the far side. It's going to be a dead ball false start on Riles on the outside. So that'll move him back 5.
Tell you what, if there's an upset in that Mount Pleasant-Washington game, if Mount Pleasant pulls the upset, that's going to throw things wide open in this district for...
Well, Mount Pleasant plays Oskaloosa next week, and they feel if they get Washington and Oskaloosa weeks 1 and 2, they have a game against Solon that it's no longer we have to win that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they know that that's exactly what they want to do, is put themselves in a spot where they don't have to worry about it. 3 wide receivers to the far side. 1st and 15 from Fort Madison's own 43-yard line. The Bloodhounds send a man in motion, send another man in motion, come and get set, and a fake handoff. Barker's throw wasn't there. Now we'll just shovel it, and incomplete. That was a broken play from the start. 6:50 and counting. Oski 58, Fort Madison 14. As mentioned, big thanks to our entire production team from Oskaloosa Video Production, the fantastic program under the guidance of Kim Guile at the Oskaloosa High School. Pleasure to be working with these students during the football season as well as we did during the basketball season last year.
Pella looks like they got their hands full tonight with Bondurant Farrar.
As here's a snap looking deep, firing over the middle. Nice sliding catch made over the middle. The catch is going to be Tyler O'Toole, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 3 to the 45-yard line.
And that play has been open all night.
He had a couple of big ones on it.
Yep.
3rd down and 3 from the Oskaloosa 45 for Fort Madison. 3 wide receivers to the far side. The snap, handoff to goalie. He's got a space up the middle, and he's going to cut it to the outside, inside the 30, inside the 20. It's a foot race. Van Leuven, can he get there? And I think he did. Did a good job, Van Leuven, of catching him from behind and pushing him out to 1. But you see kind of the breakaway speed that goalie has. Van Leuven showing that he can stick with him, though.
Yeah, Fort Madison's got a couple guys there. My guess is that they're going to be able to take care of Keokuk.
They're going to win a couple of games.
Fairfield.
Yeah.
And West Burlington. So
they could win 3. I talked to Coach Jenkins, and he said middle of the pack in this district at worst for this team. He likes them a lot.
That's 5 wins. That's a winning record.
They'll take that after 0-9 last year. Handoff up the gut, not anything there. Good interior defense for Oskaloosa, stuffing them at the line of scrimmage. Several Indians in on the play. Among them was Tommy Kuhn. Loss of 1 on the play.
Tommy likes to hit. I think he had double-digit tackles in their first JV game, but Tommy's a good hitter.
Diego Lozano is in the backfield now instead of goalie, and they're going to stop the play prior to the snap. And it looks like this is going to cost Fort Madison 5 more with, nope, never mind. It's on Oskaloosa. They were drawn off. 4.5 to go, so that yard they lost, they just get back with the encroachment and neutral zone infraction. You guys just know where that bubble is, you know? That bubble.
Eddyville Blakesburg has just jumped ahead of Sheraton 15-13 in the 4th quarter.
If the Rockets win that game, they're well on their way to fighting for what is a wide open district playoff bid. Look at that tackle off the snap, flying off the line of scrimmage is Riley Miller.
Good job. Riley's had a good night.
Coming right off the edge, beat the blocker inside, read it perfectly and made a great tackle. 3:50 now to go.
Well, this is one of the benefits of getting a big lead is getting some of these guys some action here, and because we very well could need them down the road.
Here is a look into the end zone. Ball tipped by Van Leuven, and that'll bring up a 4th down as they were looking for the tight end Estrada in the back of the end zone, but Van Leuven read it and got his hands on it, and now it's 4th and goal from the 3 with under 3.5 to go. Oskaloosa's second team defense looking to try to keep Fort Madison off the scoreboard after it was 1st and goal from the 1.
Good job by the defense out there. First of all, not quitting on the long run.
Yeah.
And now they're looking at possibly stopping them here.
We'll see if they can. One more play to do that. Fort Madison's going to come to the long side of the field with 3 wide receivers. Ball on the far side hash. The snap. Goalie back in the game. Pardon, that's not goalie. And they didn't get it.
Awesome job by the defense there. Great job, guys. Way to bow up and hold them out of the end zone.
That was not goalie. That actually was Lozano. So goalie got the big run. They took him out for that series of downs, and they can't get it in the end zone. Credit Oskaloosa's defense, and they get the ball 1st and 10 from their own 2-yard line with 2.5 to go, and they're going to salt away the end of this 58-14 victory. That's great to see. That's going to be something that can get the coaches hyped for that second team unit, because that was against the Fort Madison starters outside of goalie.
Absolutely. Good job by them, and definitely a bright spot tonight is some of our backups and the way they've been playing.
Nearing the top of the 10 o'clock hour, this ball game started long, but the second half caught up to where we kind of expect it to be. 2:05 to go. As the clock continues to run, Blom at quarterback hands it off, straight up the gut, and getting out to about the 6-yard line.
Straight up the middle, takes it out to about the 6-yard line.
On the carry that time was Walker Newman.
Eddyville would have had to hit a field goal. They were trailing in that game 13-12, so.
It's a couple of field goals consecutively, I believe. Either that or a touchdown that just didn't get uploaded to that sheet.
Grinnell, last week's opponent, is in overtime. First overtime with North Polk tied at 17.
Blom takes the snap, fakes the handoff. It's that little triple option play. This one a short arm, looking for Coy Snakenberg out here in the flat. Incomplete. The clock will still run. It'll be 3rd and about 5 from the Oskaloosa 7 for the Indians. With 1:15 and counting to play, Oskaloosa will move to 2-1, 1-0 in Class 3A District 5. FortMadison 2-1, and they'll be 0-1 in the district. Oski next week at Mount Pleasant. FortMadison next week. They host West Burlington Notre Dame in what will, for them, look to be a bounce-back effort. A couple of good, nice wins here. Oskaloosa's got some things to clean up. We can all agree on that, but they have taken care of business against both Grinnell and FortMadison in the last 2 weeks. 4 wide receivers, low snap. Blom fields it, gives it to Newman. Newman trying to fight his way forward, and he'll be short by a few yards. They'll mark him at the 9, it looks like. So we'll see when the play clock gets started here. That may be the last play of the game. If not, we'll have one more. And they're going to wind it right at the same time, so that should be it. Oskaloosa shouldn't have to run another play. Oskaloosa will win 58-14, as that should do it. They will start lining up at midfield. And for Oskaloosa, an important win. First of all, just take care of business, but you made it look good on the scoreboard. 58-14 looks awfully strong. Oskaloosa, when's the last time they put up a 58 spot?
I'm not sure.
Oh, it was last year against Keokuk, so it wasn't that long ago. But other than that, Oskaloosa is still a great offensive outing. And FortMadison back to the drawing board, but they are still 2-1 and play West Burlington Notre Dame coming up next week. Let's go ahead and first and foremost, Coach Harms, you were down there. You saw all the action. Before you get a chance to talk to Coach Jenkins, I want to know from your vantage point kind of how that sideline went, because it started off a little shaky. Then early second quarter looked like it was great. There were some hiccups along the way, but how were the players like as the game kind of wore on? Coach, can you hear me? Oh, doesn't look like Coach can pick me up. But either way, Doug, what do you think from what you've seen tonight?
Well, it's we show signs of being a good football team, and I think we're a good football team. We're going to find out next week how good we are going on the road to Mount Pleasant. It's going to be a test against a good team. I'll tell you next week. But I really am concerned about the penalties, some of the mistakes. I do like the fact that we haven't turned the ball over, I think, 2 games in a row, and that's a big thing. So,
well, we did throw an interception in this one.
Oh, we did have an interception in this one. So,
but I mean, that was just a bad read by Seth Howard. It wasn't something that decision making. If that one decision isn't made, there wasn't a turnover. Oskaloosa has been solidly sure-handed with the football. So as the clock wound down in this one, to see a 58 versus 14 score, I think definitely makes a big difference. So, Coach Harms, take it away. You're down there with Coach Jenkins. Coach, can you read me? Coach, he's down there talking with Coach Jenkins. Coach.
Oh, he lost it.
Yep, he's lost it. So it's Coach. It's all right. We'll talk to Coach Jenkins next week. But the Indian football players singing the fight song with the student section. Congrats to them. We'll take a break. Come back with the final statistics on the ball game. When we return, right after this, Oskaloosa wins big against FortMadison here on the No Coast Network.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
Penn Central Mall. It's more than a shopping center, it's the heart of downtown Oskaloosa. Located just off the square, Penn Central Mall has what you and your family are looking for. Need a last-minute gift? We've got those at Penn Central Mall. Need a little wardrobe update? Come see us at Penn Central Mall. Need a host site for an event or meeting? Think Penn Central Mall. We have tables, we have chairs, and we have the right amount of space to ensure your event is fun for all. Stop by Penn Central Mall to shop and stay to plan your next event with us. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Hy-Vee presents Fan Appreciation Night at the next Oskaloosa Indians home game. Pack in Lacey Stadium on September 22nd to support your Indians and watch them crush the Salone Spartans. Hy-Vee is giving away a new tailgating package. Every paid entry gets a chance to win. The freshman game kicks off at 5 p.m. and the varsity plays at 7:30 p.m. Come see the Oski Indians versus the Salone Spartans game on Fan Appreciation Night, September 22nd. Presented by Hy-Vee.
Beers and Bigs, tasty food, great beer, and a good cause. You're invited to a fundraiser for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Mahaska County on Saturday, October 7th. Enjoy 4 delicious courses expertly prepared by On the Green. Each course comes paired with the bold flavor of a local no-coast brew. Beers and Bigs. Happy hour starts at 6 p.m. Dinner served at 7. Call for reservations for Saturday, October 7th, and help us start a Big Brothers Big Sisters in Mahaska County.
Oskaloosa defeats FortMadison 58-14. The Bloodhounds out there meeting in the middle of the field, just trying to say, okay, we took our lumps in this one. We're going to come back next week. West Burlington Notre Dame should be a good ball game there in FortMadison. But Oskaloosa getting set for what could be a huge matchup against Mount Pleasant on the road next week. We got a chance to take a look at some of these stats, some improvements, obviously, for Oskaloosa offensively. Seth Howard, 15 for 24, 3 touchdown passes. Did throw the 1 pick, but he had 257 yards, looking strong in this one. Alex Chapman, 127 yards receiving. Cole Henry had 2 touchdowns receiving, 514 total yards for Oskaloosa. And they allowed 293, 240 of which were of the passing variety. Did not allow FortMadison's running back, Alex Scully, to get going at all. They ran it 30 times for a total of 53 yards. Goalie did end up with 104 yards, but a lot of that was in garbage time late in the game. So, Doug, if you're looking at this, what are some of the numbers that stand out to you?
Well, I like the balance in the offense. You got 224 yards rushing, 290 passing, so a 500-plus night, 514 total yards. So I really like that. I also like the fact that our defense was in control against their running game. You know, they had some decent stats. They were averaging 8 yards a carry. We were able to kind of take care of that. And so some bright spots right there. Once again, as I've mentioned numerous times, we did have 12 penalties for 100 yards. We'll need to clean that up for next week. But it sets up a big showdown in Mount Pleasant next week. And hopefully everybody can join us either there or
we're working on the live video stream aspect. Mount Pleasant's field actually is in kind of a remote location. It's within the town of Mount Pleasant, but it's not near any buildings, and they haven't gotten their internet issue resolved. We obviously need internet to stream to the internet, so we'll be working on that feverishly over the next week, trying to get that for you. At the worst, we're going to have live audio for you, and you'll be able to hear that right here on 99.5 FM and at AM 740 KMZN, along with RadioKMZN.com. But we still do not rule out the fact that we may have video next week, but we do have to we're in constant contact with Mount Pleasant High School to make sure that we can make sure that happens. That'll wrap things up for us. Big thanks once again to Titus Letzring back in the No Coast Network studios, for Dino Landucci here live helping out with the Oskaloosa Video Production Program. Does a great job manning the cameras, pressing all the buttons. It has been great to work with those kids, and we'll continue that relationship throughout the season, this season, and in basketball as well. So be sure to check that out. Tomorrow morning, you'll want to check out the Indian Power Hour at 9 a.m., as we'll be breaking down Oskaloosa, and by we, I mean Kate Snakenberg along with Nick Ryder Calvin Silvers, those guys are all be in the studio talking to plenty of people who are in activities. I know they talked to some band members, also talked to Iowa State a little bit, so you'll want to check that out 9 a.m. tomorrow on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and RadioKMZN.com. Of course, right after we sign off here, Scores and More presented by Bubbler. All of the scores from around the area, all of the important scores from the top 10 in all 6 classes. You'll want to stay locked in on that as well. That'll do it for my partners, Jay Harms down on the field, the coach, along with Doug DeCock up here in the booth. This is Emery Songer signing off. Oskaloosa defeats Fort Madison 58-14, and you heard and watched it on the No Coast Network.
You've been listening to Oskaloosa Indians football.
Brought to you by Fairway, Mahaska, Oskaloosa Vision Center Incorporated, Clow Valve Company, Bank Iowa, William Penn University, Mahaska Drug, Swim Sports Awards and Screen Printing, Robert Auld Investments, Bruxfort's Decorating Center, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Oskaloosa Area Chamber and Development Group, Hawkeye Real Estate, Kelly Style Insurance, Pella Printing, Petrito Orthodontics, Penn Central Mall, and Raymond James Financial Services.
This has been a presentation of the No Coast Network.